So look, it would be irresponsible of us to not mention, like, you know, the kind of shot heard around the world, you know, that it's affecting everybody's lives. Mine, perhaps more so than most. But, you know, it's affecting everyone. And that is, it's sad, really. And our hearts go out to a lot. But TF Source is giving away a free Moss Toys skiff with every $150 purchase, and it's not okay.
How many do you think they have?
So it's funny. So of course, I needed something from Robert, and I said, Robert, I need this answer pretty quick. If you can get me this answer, I'll give you the gift of a lifetime. and he said, okay. So he gave me the answer. So I shot him the picture, the screenshot of skiff being free with a $150 purchase. And he wrote me back, and he's like, notice it says free till offer last till 2/28 and not until while supplies last. And then he said, because those supplies gonna last. Then he said people gonna pay $149.99 on purpose till 2/28. Everybody and their mother.
How many people hit you up about that?
Oh my God, many.
It's like, many. I'm not going to say anything. He's going to see that from 10 million
I try
people.
to put it. That's why I try to push it like that in my stories to get ahead of it.
That's fucking hilarious.
But yeah, it was pretty funny. Obviously, we're playing on the Ukraine bit. We don't know enough. We're not historians. What we do know is that our hearts and thoughts and prayers go out to the Ukraine and to anybody that has family members there, friends, associates, or perhaps they're into some Ukrainian drill.
Oh man,
I bet you that Ukrainian drill will be lit after this shit because they got a lot of shit going on to pull from. You know, Russian K.
I don't think I know anyone Ukrainians personally, but I've seen a lot of Ukrainian.
So
girls.
I grew up with Ukraine. Oh yeah, right. But I grew up in my neighborhood. We had a Ukrainian family. Sasha, you know, obviously. But she was cool as fuck, and her parents owned a jewelry store and near Lexington Market. And they're very cool. I mean, a side note, but all right. So, fuck me, dude. We were. It was after school, and we went over to her house one day, and this other guy in my neighborhood, this guy Khalid, I probably shouldn't even say his name. He went.
Last name too. Don't forget your last name.
Just dox his ass.
Yeah, he went in.
Not the first time on the show.
They went into a room. And me and some other people were like eating their snacks, so to speak, and that kind of bit, you know, typical high school shit. And then, you can hear them because the doors were thin, and like you could hear like he was like, what about this? Oh, she's like, oh, the kissing, oh, the tickles, it's a tickling me. He's like, oh, yeah, no, yeah. She's like, oh, kiss this, oh, you're tickling me, Casey. That is not my tickle spot.
Oh man! So it wasn't her tickle bug.
No. Hopefully it wasn't his either.
Joe got a tickle bug today.
He did.
I can't stop playing with it.
Mighty Morphin Banana Rangers.
Joe can't stop playing with his banana.
It's so wiggly,
so to speak.
We have Marilyn Phil here today as well. So I think that's all I really got for an intro. Other than I did want to say shout out to Patty once again, the dude who I did this interview with over the.
That was a good interview. I listened to the whole thing.
Thank you, man. It was. I don't know if you got a chance to check it out, but it was an interesting. He worked for this third party dealer. They dealt everything, so to speak, Hasbro, Takara, whatever. But like, it was interesting because like as soon he basically gave up his life, moved to Scotland from London. Et cetera, with his buddy. The moment that he moves in with his buddy to do this thing full time, like live their dream, live their truth, Joe, in many ways. Right. Brexit happens.
Oh god!
All the taxes, import fees, etc., go through the fucking roof, and they basically can't sustain it.
Yeah,
you know.
Pretty tragic.
It's pretty tragic. Yeah. And he's got such a good attitude about it, you know?
Yeah, he seemed very
I will
very
say
keeled, very happy.
Yeah. He said a lot of stuff that is universal truths about selling, especially in this market with toys. If you're, you've got to have it first.
Yeah.
I learned that the hard way with Marvel Legends over the years and obviously some other things, but
Billing said the same thing, that like what catapulted Titan 1 onto like the stage was the fact that he got, I think, a bad cube.
Got it early.
That's
all you have to do is get one thing early until 5% of your sales go down. And
it's funny. I had this bit planned about doing something that made it seem like we were going to be talking about Russia and then hit with a punchline. I had it planned since yesterday. But up until about 15 minutes ago, I was going to go with Kanye performed Donda 2, and the sound man fucked up. And
did he not have the Zune with him?
The stem player.
It's a Zoom, right?
It's a birth control box. But he threw his mic at the thing, and then after the show, he fired the whole sound staff. Wow. Every single one of them. So I was gonna go thoughts and prayers to all their financial situations and whatever. Yeah. But
tragic.
You work for a fucking one of the biggest artists in the world, and
that's a megalomaniac.
You got one. Yeah. You got one job.
Yeah. You only get one shot.
You got to get it.
Do
right.
not miss your chance to blow.
Yeah.
Blew it all right.
There's actually there's a lot of slaughterhouse drama going on too. I don't know if any of us has hit anybody's radar, but it's pretty interesting.
I just can't. You can't spell slaughterhouse without laughter. So.
So with that being said, Phil, as a guest, how's your nerd week been?
Pretty good. Big change was a change mopping gigs.
I know,
I'm
man.
about to change to a new mopping gig this week.
Congratulations.
So I won't have to drive as far for work. That's nice.
That's nice.
Yeah. So I start...
Do you without obviously getting into too much detail, do you feel safe working in that environment?
I think I have enough...
Until you mentioned it, he felt fine, Bobby.
I think I have enough knowledge and experience to make sure I'm safe.
Mm-hmm. I lived near that environment at one point, and I was like, you know what?
So
let's get a water filter.
Look, to be fair, that place is within the place I'm going to is within pretty close proximity to Frederick. If something gets out from there, it's going to affect the entire area. It's not going to be.
But you first.
Yeah, it will be me first. That's true. Look. I'm not going to go into detail here. Yeah. But I can explain more off air.
Yeah.
Because it requires security stuff. But.
Right.
Kayfabe Phil over here.
Yeah. K-Fob Phil.
But
God damn it, Bobby.
But
it's not Keyfob.
Keyfob. Shit, did I not bring my vape down here?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, here we go.
Pause the show. Get the vape.
Disaster averted, ladies and gentlemen.
So, but as far as nerd stuff goes, I've been going back through the first couple seasons of Daredevil because they end today. They leave, and it's not clear leave Netflix because the timing's up for the rights, so Disney's getting it back.
Yeah.
Now, as of yesterday, I saw that at least Canada and a couple other countries will get them on their version of Disney Plus in mid-March.
Yeah.
But that's not confirmed for the United States yet.
It will.
I know it'll come there, yeah. But what I figured they would do is probably wait until, and this would be a while, but wait until they incorporate at least Daredevil into the MCU.
They already have.
No, but wait until they give him some bigger role.
Yeah.
And then pop everything on Disney Plus at once and saying, hey, here's what you missed, or here's a refresher of stuff of the characters. But,
I have the first...
Yeah, you got the hard copies right before they went off sale. I can't find them anywhere.
The first 2 seasons of Daredevil.
Oh, did they do second season? I only thought they did first.
I think so.
You know, it's an interesting thought that they're going to put something that violent on Disney Plus.
Well, they're doing Moon Knight, and Moon Knight is going to be violent
you're right.
and crazy. And I didn't expect them to do Moon Knight on
and it's also,
Disney Plus
I mean,
right away.
there is Touchstone stuff on Disney Plus as well, which is where they get a little bit more respect.
Prometheus
Case in point,
is not on there. I was trying to look for that shit
Where
last
did
night.
they put the Wolverine and Logan? Because those were more violent. Logan was actually rated R.
The X movies are on there, right?
I think so, but I haven't gone back and through. Is Logan on there? Because Logan was a
I think
hard
Logan's
R.
on there.
Say the question again.
No, I said they have Fox stuff in there too.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
But then is Prometheus not Fox?
It
Aliens?
is.
It is. So
it's not on there.
So they have a thing, and the only reason I know this is because YouTubers have VPN commercials.
Yes.
So
NordVPN.
right?
Not sponsored here.
Yes.
Sponsor us though, please. Yeah.
Dude, what is this? Frito-Lay can sponsor my ass.
Yeah,
And,
it is sponsoring your ass, I'm sure, in some way.
We're sponsored by Doritos.
If you have a VPN in other countries, much like Phil alluded to, I think they have something called I think it's called Disney Stars or something, which is they've put all the Fox stuff there.
Is Frito-Lay the ops? Are we Frito-Lay K?
I think all that stuff is going to Hulu because that's where the more hardcore stuff goes to, because that's where Deadpool's going to end up. So Aliens Predator, now that Disney owns them,
I watched some stuff on Hulu this week.
where
I watch a
we'll go
lot of
there.
Hulu.
And that's where the Predator movie is going to debut, the Prey movie that's coming out where they're fighting Native Americans back in the
Look how the
1500s.
turntables have turned, you know what I mean?
That's where the Alien series is supposed to start as well eventually.
I have to think about that one. I hope it'll be good.
Yeah, me too.
So if I go on the Disney Plus app and just type in Logan, I get X-Men, X-Men 2, or I get the Origins Origins Wolverine movie.
You mean Eve?
But I don't
Look,
get
it's
Logan.
a store called Origins, and yes, women make up the majority demographic, but it's not just for women.
Let me try just putting in.
Those were the ones done by the same director, so they're both violent, and Logan was
And awful.
R.
No.
Awful.
Or X-Men Origins Wolverine was
Just
awful.
watch
They both
will
are
tell
awful.
you where everything is streaming, whether for free or not.
Actually, the X-Men Wolverine movie with Silver Samurai
Samuel
Yeah.
Jackson.
is the only, with Silver
That's the one
Samuel
that's
Jackson.
closest. That's the one that's closest to the books.
That one I went to sleep on and didn't finish it for months. And I finally, I was like, you really should. But I was like, well, who cares?
That was good. I liked that one up until the end. The end scene was
Oh, that's the part I fell asleep on.
Yeah, the end scene was bad. I finally finished Godzilla Singular Point on Netflix. It's the anime series that they did. It's
Wait,
there's
it's a
rumored to be
new,
a
it's
second
a new
season.
one, right? It's not the
Yeah,
old,
it came out
I like
with
the old
within-
one. That old trilogy.
Yeah, the old trilogy was more movies, but that was more slow paced. This is a little more faster pace. It's like a regular episode rather than 3 movies. It's interesting. Joe, you might like it because you're into anime anyway, but it gets a little tropish with anime stuff, but I like what they did with the monsters. I think the designs were interesting, and they do something a little bit different with it. And they bring in Jet Jaguar, which I hadn't seen in ages as an animatic form, which is cool, from the old Showa movies. He was the old robot guy.
Yep.
Then I've seen a couple movies. I saw Death on the Nile, which is the other.
That's this Knives Out.
This week's Tuesday's
It has a Knives Out vibe.
It's
it's the
murder
train.
mystery.
It's the train.
It's
the
the second-
train.
it's the secret on the
Orient
train.
Express.
It's Agatha Christie,
Yeah,
Michelle
this is the
Tamika
second
and
one.
Tanya.
So this is the boat, the paddle boat on the Nile.
Right.
I was supposed to watch this
So-
past Tuesday, but people haven't seen Murder on the Orient, so we broadcasted that instead. And this week we're watching Death on the Nile.
How was it?
It was good. It was a little more predictable than Murder on the Orient Express. So I think the first one was probably a better movie. But the cast for this is great. The acting is good. I love Kenneth Branagh in the role of Poirot, and he directs it. I'm pretty sure he directed the first one too. But this one gives, at the very beginning, it gives a little more origin story for him back in World War I, because all his stories take place in between World War I and World War II. It gives him like an origin for why he has the mustache, because he has a horrible facial scar and stuff from he tried to save his accompaniment of troops that he was supposed to be the intelligence person for, and he kind of fucks up. But it was interesting to see Gal Gadot, who's like one of the main people, play like a rich asshole instead of her traditional Diana Wonder Woman superhero bit. So that was cool. And it was also interesting to see Armie Hammer in a major role, because I have not seen him in anything since
don't
the
even know
whole
who that
cannibal
is.
scandal.
What?
So-
Cannibal Scandal?
Yeah, so Armie Hammer
Cannibal
Yeah.
Scandal and a Bamel
So Armie Hammer played
on the Comic-Con panel.
he played the Lone Ranger in the
Something
in the
else.
misfire that
We're gonna
the
have to go
Disney movie
some-
was
We're gonna have to go
that
something.
had Johnny Depp as Tonto.
Yeah, no, I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we have to go somewhere
Did you
else.
see the
Mideast Camel.
what was it?
Cannibal Scandal.
Was it? Is it
Hannibal
the Man
the
from
Cannibal?
Uncle that had Henry Cavill as the British guy, and Armie Hammer was a blonde.
Forget it. Continue.
Anyway.
I don't know this person.
And so you'd know him if you saw him, but he was in a main role, and I hadn't seen him in anything. So I'm just wondering how like women react to him on set and stuff, because I don't think the whole scandal has blown over or anything. He got accused of cannibalism and some
Obviously,
some
he got
sexual practice
acquitted
with
on
women.
the cannibal.
What? What cannibalism? Oh, he was in Social Network.
Yeah.
What was the cannibal charge?
It wasn't a charge; it was an accusation. So I don't know how substantiated it
Just
was,
some
but it
rumor
was
shit.
all over the internet for a while. It was like he was accused of admitting to eating human parts or something.
What?
And he
If
had
someone gives it to you, you can eat it.
yeah. So
You never had a fucking little piece of skin, like a hangnail or something,
Yes.
you just fucking eat it?
I love in Hannibal when he gets that he lets that kid eat the brains.
Oh, at the very end,
he's
yeah, he was
always-
So good.
Yeah.
My mom said I should try new things. Like, yes, I'm supposed she's right.
he's and the kid's like, it's good.
What you got going on, Chris?
Nothing.
You playing Wordle over there? What's going on?
No.
Chris is doing work.
I mean, I could show you what Wordle's like.
No, you showed me.
I'm on like a 43 day. I'm on like a 43 day streak.
You showed me. It's funny. A lot of times with stuff like that, you'll show me, and then it becomes like the biggest meme of the world, like the next week.
Because I'm ahead of the curve.
Yeah, you're an innovator. You're an innovator.
I saw something that Joe will probably want to see. Came out in theaters recently. The Cursed starred. It was not indie horror, but it was not huge. It's a new take on a werewolf concept. It was a period piece from
A period piece?
yeah. So it takes place.
It
takes
depends
place-
which period.
It takes place like
I'm not
before
into
World
period
War One. So around the turn of the century of the 19th to 20th century. The main stars were Boyd Holbrook, Boyd Holbrook was the guy who played the crappy version of Pierce in Logan. Mm-hmm. And then also Kelly Riley, who was the wife of Watson in both the Guy Ritchie.
I'm good.
Anyway,
Just continue.
Anyway, it was a good creature flick, which I like. There was a great nod to John Carpenter's The Thing in there, of course. And it wasn't the same thing as a standard werewolf movie. It involved like a gypsy curse and like a town gets cursed.
We
And
still say gypsies? Is that a thing? That you can't call people gypsies anymore?
you know what? I didn't think
think
about that.
so.
Is that? Is that?
I don't know.
Is that a social faux pas now? I don't know.
Let's
Let's look it up.
Well, what about tramps and thieves?
Well, but the thing is, I know D&D.
I'm going to say, is it okay to call people gypsies?
Because in D&D module Curse of Strahd, like there's a band of characters in there that were like labeled as described as gypsies, but they since changed the wording.
Interesting. So
It's time to stop saying gypsy.
No shit. Oh,
From-
sorry, folks.
From the Mindful Mermaid.
I see that saying.
What's
to do with that?
But I also fucking
If there was ever a website that wanted me to continue to say gypsy, it would be the Mindful Mermaid.
And according to the discourse of those who study the Romani people, is who
Yes,
gypsies
the Romani people is what they
word-
changed it to
the word-
in D&D.
Now, this word may sound familiar, but not the word, but the way this is said. The word, while sometimes positively embraced by the Romani persons, is also sometimes rejected by others as offensive, doing it to be tainted.
Well, tainted is sometimes
Who knows?
Taint
accepted,
is-
they're
accepted or rejected. Depending.
Depends on how tasty it is.
The nomadic people are collectively called the Romani people.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
No idea.
I know that in Snatch they're called pikeys.
Just don't have your.
Yeah, but
I'm
they're
pretty sure
different.
that's derogatory.
They're a different type.
Yeah.
They're like Irish, Scottish, maybe. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah. No, this is more like Eastern European.
Yes.
No,
No,
where the
Romani
story
sounds,
takes place.
Romani sounds about right.
Listen, just don't have traveling people work on your house and pay them cash up front.
No, I'm not trying to tell people don't say gypsy. I just remember it being a thing. That's why I just brought it up.
yeah.
But this was a classic tale of white power structure taking land from poor people who were nomadic and technically owned the land, and they were slaughtered and that's why the curse gets in.
So
Gets put in
America.
place.
So
Yeah.
how today, Phil?
Yeah.
How very today. They were like, what do we do for an idea? I don't know. Go to Twitter and look at every hashtag. White power structure. Gypsy.
Oh, and also the Catholic Church was involved in getting rid of the poor people as
How
well.
do you spell oligarchy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very sign of the times.
Yeah, I'm good.
Anyway, I just saw last
I don't
night.
need politics in my werewolves
Can you spell Bukaki?
What?
without cock.
It's a lot of K's.
Well, that's the place on the K's.
Is there 3 K's?
There's 3 K's involved, all right?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And white stuff.
Lots of white stuff. White stuff everywhere. No, because on stream people had a hard time spelling Bukaki. Everyone knows well, not everybody. People know what Bukaki is, but then they couldn't spell it right.
And then last night I saw Studio 666, which is the Foo Fighters horror comedy. It was hilarious. Great tongue-in-cheek band making
Is it
band
like
and
a
roll.
Tenacious D sequel?
No, actually, Jack Black does not show up, and I was surprised. I expected him to be in it, and I didn't see him anywhere.
He's another one that every now and then I have to ask myself, wait, do you like him?
I like Jack Black.
Sometimes it's like that. It's like more often than not, it's yes, but I still have to question. It's like I think I'm supposed to like him.
Exactly. There's a few people out there where like I hear the name and I'm like, oh yeah, and I'm like, wait, do you like him? I get to go through like this list of movies in my head, and I'm like,
I mean, it's a person.
I don't necessarily like all his films, but I like.
I'm trying to think
him
if I
as
like any
as a
of
funny guy.
Do you like Schoolhouse Rock?
King
that's
Kong?
not. No, Schoolhouse Rock is like the cartoon.
I like King Kong.
School of Rock.
School of Rock.
was
I
long.
like School of Rock. The Peter Jackson King Kong I liked.
Yeah, I like that.
That was a different role for him.
Cameos in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Nacho Libre.
No, I did not like that.
That was very cheesy.
I didn't watch it.
Tropic Thunder, he was great in.
Nacho's cheesy.
I didn't like that.
You didn't like Tropic Thunder?
I know we go through this every time. I don't find it funny.
Wow.
He's too highbrow, bro.
He is, but
I
that's too
guess.
highbrow.
I think that
But
film is
at the same time, like I love Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, that's not highbrow.
Yeah, I'm not highbrow at all necessarily. I just didn't laugh at a lot of the jokes. I think that had they not included, like, I feel like the bits that survived it and put it in every fucking trailer for it, that maybe it would have hit different.
Oh, okay.
But,
Yeah, do you think they give away too much?
I don't know if I gave away too much, but I think
it may be Tom Cruise's greatest role ever.
So I'll tell you, that's the part
Les
that
Grossman?
I find the most entertaining.
When he's dancing to
is
Ludacris.
just like
Yeah,
I'm like that's probably the closest example of how his mind actually is.
That and a Ruby and
He lobbied to play that role.
Yeah,
He asked Ben Stiller, he's like, that's me. I want to be that.
Yeah,
I want to be that.
The least amount of acting I ever had to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, Studio 666, Joe, you should see that eventually. I don't know about.
I like Dave Grohl, so.
Yeah. John Carpenter has a guest spot in it that's not really mentioned. He's just in the background working on. He acts like one of the studio guys, and
He's a puppet.
There's a lot of people I don't know whether there's a life on that.
the only reason because I know his face is like, man, he's old now, but he's in his 70s. So I saw him in the background, and I didn't know he was going to be in it. It's like, oh, that's cool. But like they have guest spots like Whitney Cummings and Will Forte are in there, and Jeff Garland, the guy from the dad from
what is this?
the
IMDb?
Goldbergs.
What are you doing, Phil? Why you mentioned in every part? Who's the executive producer?
Probably Dave Grohl, realistically.
Who was the prop master?
Yeah, who's a key grip?
Who's the best boy grip?
Let's get too far down the list. But there were great death scenes, and the band makes fun of themselves, and it's supposed to be cheesy
Is
humor.
Pat Smear in it?
Yeah, he's pretty funny. He's pretty funny.
No, his name's Pat Smear.
Pat Smear. He's the guy who looks really old in the band. He looks like the oldest member of the band. He's got totally gray hair. He looks older than the band. The rest of the band, yeah.
Too bad.
Die job.
Yeah, and there's a great nod to like the Evil Dead with the book in there and stuff. So it's definitely made by fans of horror. So anyway, that's about it for me.
All right, Chris, you got your coffee first. Joe, how was your nerd week?
Short. It's only been like 40.
Yeah, it hasn't been very long, which is okay. This is gonna be a short show, I think, today.
Triple Frontier is a movie I watched. Just scrolling through, looking for something to watch. It's pretty good. It's not like a secret spy, super
Netflix?
spy movie. Yeah, Netflix, super spy type of movie, but it is about like, that kind of like mercenary mission type deal.
It's got
Poe Dameron in it. It's got
an airplane crash. Is that a different movie I'm thinking of?
There is a helicopter crash in it at some point.
No, I'm thinking.
And it's got fucking King Arthur from that fucking Guy Ritchie movie in it. It's got
Charlie Hunnam.
Is that his
No.
name?
Yeah,
I'm terrible.
Oh
at
yeah,
this.
yeah. It's Charlie.
Well, no,
Hunnam.
it's Charlie.
Phil has confirmed.
I don't know. I don't remember his name.
It's
That's why
Jax Teller. Does that help you?
I think that's the same.
Jax Teller. Does that help you at all?
No, I think it's
Sons
the same.
of Anarchy.
No.
No.
I watched the first episode and I was like, this guy's walk is ridiculous.
Charlie
I'm not
Hunnam was
watching
also in The
this.
Gentleman with Matthew McConaughey. He was the right hand man.
Only time I wanted to watch it was when I heard Manson was in it. I wanted to watch him in it.
So
That
you
was
saw
fucked
The
up.
Gentleman, right, Bobby? With Matthew McConaughey as the Guy Ritchie crime movie.
Yes, that was you recommended.
Yes.
Charlie Hunnam was the right hand guy for Matthew
Dust
McConaughey.
movie of
All right.
2019.
No, that's why I just like mention people's like most famous roles if they have one.
Who was the key grip?
Ben Affleck?
Okay,
maybe?
well, damn it! How the turntables have turned.
That's right.
But he is in it.
He's falling far short.
Fucking Din Djarin is in it.
Okay,
oh yeah.
Yeah, and Poe Dameron's in it. But so like it's great. They're, I don't know.
Seems a little bit out of.
Like it's realistic action where fucking getting shot and shit. It's not a good thing.
It doesn't seem like a movie you normally would watch.
No, but it's like not a heist movie. But
I like heist movies a lot.
It's down my alley. You know, like
So it's like an action movie.
like operations movie. Yeah, it's like these dudes who are like. It's got a little bit of social commentary. These dudes who like retire from like military, different branches of military and special forces are like trying to live regular lives and they fucking can't. Ben Affleck couldn't sell a condo for his life and he's trying to be a realtor. And
What did you say the name of that was?
triple.
I think that's in
Triple
my queue.
Frontier.
I think it's in my queue,
and
but I
like they
haven't watched
try to,
it.
they got like PODBEAN is putting a team together to like liberate the small country from a dictator or whatever. Because
Yeah, I watched this when it came out. That's it, right?
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
Like they end up having to hike through the woods and shit.
Yeah.
Was it
It's
good,
really
Chris?
good. I
Did you
thought
like it?
you might have watched it too.
and like it deals with like greed and I don't know. I thought it was really
So it's
good.
like a realistic action movie.
It's more
Like a John
realistic. I
Wick.
mean, it's still more over the top, but
Okay.
like it's more on the realistic side.
Okay. I probably like it then.
Does it bother you guys on a movie poster where they put people's names, but they don't put the people?
Underneath.
Yeah,
it.
underneath
They
the right
switch the
names,
names
yes.
around.
Yeah, it's obnoxious.
But because it's really close, but it's like, it's because Ben Affleck gets top billing. They put him in the order of.
So like, so Ben Affleck's character been like shot like three or four times throughout his career in the military, and like he's retired now, but he couldn't fucking afford a used truck.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's shit like that. So they go into.
We can do this one job and we'll be set for life, Bobby. That's.
I don't even know it was set for life thing. I think he just wanted to do a job and get some money. But I enjoyed it a lot.
Studio 666 had a major Doritos sponsorship because they put Doritos in almost every fucking scene.
We have a major Doritos.
Yeah, we're team Doritos over
So
here. Man.
Speaking of our sponsorship, Frito Lay, you can pay us money. I bought the Cheetos Mexican street corn after Paul C.
Is that
recommended
has
online.
lime involved? In,
pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's good. And
I'll
then-
try one. I'm not a big.
You put
I'm
the
not a-
lime in the coconut.
Yeah, I'm not a big lime person.
Try one, Jim. Did you try one? I think they're good.
I like them. Yeah,
not
they're
bad.
not bad.
It's good.
And,
I like the texture.
Yeah.
I brought Mountain Dew Uproar
Tastes like
for
a
Chris to
Funyun.
try.
Listen,
love
it's no Detroit pizza, but it's pretty
Hell
good.
no.
Oh man, I gotta try that now.
It was
I
good.
like Little Caesars still. I grew up
You
with
like
Little Caesars.
I love it.
Hot and ready.
It is. I grew up with Little Caesars.
You
and I grew up in the Detroit
need to
area.
make two signs hot over here
neon signs.
and ready over here.
Dude, you could probably.
On it.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they're selling to you. They wouldn't sell me the Batman promo hat when I got the Bat Pizza.
No.
I tried to get
That's
a
some
Batman
dumb
promo
shit.
hat.
That is some,
That
is-
Batman
is
pizza is
some-
some dumb shit.
Yeah.
It is some dumb shit. I liked the taste. It was good, but it was.
I'm not worried about the taste of it. I'm more worried about
It was dumb as fuck.
like how they took the pizza and they just
Yeah.
folded. Like, who the fuck in origami class said, "Oh look, let's take this pizza
They tried to
and
make the
fold the
classic
corners
bat
in."
symbol.
I didn't know what it was supposed to be. Joe, I apologize.
No, it's fine.
Oh, and
This
we
is-
got a
it's
Coke
not rich.
sponsorship.
Yeah,
It's not-
Chris brought me Starlight.
Who's that? Who's Mountain Dew?
That's Pepsi.
We don't advertise
which is
Pepsi
technically Frito Lay too. So
I don't like Pepsi, but I
I don't
love
either.
Mountain Dew,
I don't
bro.
like Pepsi. Tastes
It's
like
better
it's
than
got
Mellow
bugs in
Yellow. Mellow Yellow's Coke, right?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
This is
Mellow
better.
Yellow, yeah.
See, I think it's better than Mellow Yellow also, but I also enjoy Mellow Yellow.
I enjoy Mellow Yellow.
See, I don't enjoy Pepsi. You know what I mean?
No, I don't like
Yeah,
Pepsi
yeah,
at
yeah.
all. Coke is
No, as
So-
as a child,
it's like a snort of a hooker's ass.
I guess it's your palate changes as you get older. But I don't think I could tell the difference between Mountain Dew and Mellow Yellow when I was a kid.
You know what it is? You know why? You know what?
I
I
was
tell
in
you why.
Alabama?
All the fucking foam you've been lasering has killed your sense of smell and taste.
No. This was when I was a child.
Yeah.
I didn't know Pepsi and Frito Lay was one company. Huh.
I think it was Yum Brands at one
Oh,
point.
and they're owned ultimately by Philip Morris, I believe.
And then
Of course they
probably
are.
ultimately is
Of
on
course
the
they are.
Amazon
'Cause
somehow.
they're owned by Kraft.
Okay.
And I think Philip Morris owns Kraft.
There's only three companies in the world, man.
There really is.
Anyway, Coke Starlight is actually pretty good.
Just
Chris
like
brought some for
Pepsi.
me.
Pepsi owns Pizza Hut, KFC.
Yeah,
Taco
that's
Bell.
right, that's right.
Taco
They've
Bell.
spun a lot of that stuff off into different companies, but yeah, it's all conglomerates. All the money's going the same place. Sorry, Joe.
Sorry, Joe.
sorry.
Go
No,
ahead,
sorry.
Joe. Go ahead.
Look,
Sorry, Joe.
I enjoy conversation more than like actors I can't name.
or can't remember.
So
for
Triple
me.
Frontier, you recommend?
Yes, I do recommend Triple Frontier if you're into like some kind of war action movie with decent plot. Free Guy.
Oh,
Okay,
I saw
so
that.
I knew I was going to enjoy it.
Is that where
Fucking-
Ryan Reynolds finds out he's an NPC?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
It's a fun
I
movie.
like Ryan
That is
Reynolds.
streaming on like 3 services that I have right now.
It's on
very
Disney Plus
strange.
and something else.
It's
right?
on Netflix maybe or Hulu.
Not
it's on,
Netflix.
well, it's on
Well,
Hulu,
it's
which
not
I guess
on
makes,
Hulu,
I guess
by
makes sense.
Disney, yeah.
Let's do a deep dive on him.
So I knew I was going to enjoy it. It's fucking Ryan Reynolds silly action movie, but like it's surpasses my expectation by far.
Yeah, it did mine too.
Really,
Oh, nice.
I thought it was really good, and the story had a lot of heart. And
Yeah,
like
it does.
I was not expecting that shit. I was just
really
expecting
wanna
silly
watch it. I
fun.
just hadn't gotten to it.
Yeah, it's on my
But, like,
list too.
It's yeah.
There's some good
It
guest
was
stars.
surprisingly good. Both me and Chris, I was like, we weren't expecting a really good
Yeah.
movie. I was just expecting a fun romp.
You've had a lot of that recently.
Yeah.
Lowered,
Yeah.
lowered expectations.
Dude, they didn't bring Matt
Would you-
TV.
would you
Matt, you're so.
It was a good show,
Crazy.
man.
What'd you think of Channing Tatum showing up? I thought that was one of his best roles ever.
I mean, he always does. He does a lot of silly cameos.
Yeah, he
which is
does,
great.
but he was fantastic in that. And I don't usually like him that much.
No,
The squishy banana.
Banana.
Wakiki Tahini.
Taika Waititi.
Yes.
Yeah, he was great as the evil boss, basically.
Joe's just over here saying fucking
things until Phil's like,
until Phil
oh,
corrects him.
the key grip on the honeymooners.
No, Taika Waititi was
No, I know who he is. I know
right.
who he is.
Yeah.
That's fucking
sticky
awful. That's
sauce.
not a good movie either.
That guy was he was the gayfer in the third Power Rangers series.
But yeah, no, it was good. I highly recommend. I mean, you can't avoid it. It's like it's not in theaters, right? It's a streaming blockbuster to me.
Okay.
So, and that's yeah. It's
I saw it in the theater.
It was really good. Like I was like fucking hooting and hollering the whole time.
Yeah, I was very surprised how good it was.
Quit all that hooting and hollering, Joe.
Wait, hooting and hollering?
Yeah.
Oh.
And like it questions like not a new concept, but like questioning like what life is, what artificial intelligence versus true quote unquote true natural intelligence, and like souls and what existence means, shit like that.
As jazz above, soul below is what I say.
So you said you saw The Duel, right, Bobby?
I did.
The blonde,
The last
duel, the
yeah.
blonde lady in
Still
that.
gotta watch that.
Yeah, it's good.
There was a blonde lady in that, right?
There was
one of the main characters.
a female. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that she's the main female in Free Guy.
Good.
It's also like wholesome. It's about
Yeah.
like being a good guy, really.
No, I love to hear it.
Yeah, like actually.
What a guy.
Actually,
We don't get enough
actually
of
being
that.
a good guy.
We don't get enough of that.
No.
We don't.
We
really.
kind of don't and I don't know. I guess it's arguable what being good means.
Sure.
You know, and what being a hero means. Like a lot of times you hear me on the show, I always say that's the protagonist of the media or the antagonist of the media, because I don't quite see them as good or bad. But like this is about trying to be a good guy.
Good.
Oh yeah,
I love to hear it. What a guy.
yeah.
What a man.
So often I'm in charge of not in charge is the wrong word. Often I'm given the responsibility of
Such a gift, Bobby.
Yeah, of breaking in the new moppers, right? It's kind of become my role. So I have.
Do you need some more bananas?
No, but I had one new mopper come in, and Gomez, who's been on the show before, who I'm quite fond of, but he wasn't getting all of his responsibilities done in the most timely of manners. And then I had another new mopper come in, this guy Tim, who I'm also quite fond of, but one thing you got to get done is your mopping book. It just lets everybody know that you have a core understanding of,
like a checklist
of where you work. And Gomez was there for about 6 months and was about 40% done. And Tim was there for about 2 weeks and was about 60% done.
Oh,
That's a big difference.
can you tell Tim to pace himself?
Yeah, so I brought
Make him look bad.
So I tried to make Gomez look bad. It was my whole goal was to make him feel bad so that he would light a fire under his ass. And I was like, "Fucking Tim, it's here 2 weeks. He's got 60% of this done." And the normal response from most people in that case would be like, "Yeah, I'm on it. I'm sorry. I know I'm on it." And Gomez's response was, "What a guy."
That is a character. Wow.
He's an all-star, man. He's an
He's a
all-star.
good dude. He's a good dude.
Wow.
Anything else?
Yeah,
Joseph?
that's it. What about you? Other than breaking toys?
Well, I got a couple things, but you go ahead, Chris.
Dioramas.
Yeah, painting. I figured that was going to be.
Dioramas. I worked work was hectic this past week. I literally worked till 7 o'clock Saturday on shit.
How do you feel about being like so inundated with work at the same time me and Bobby asked you to do shit for us?
It's fine.
Yeah, I hate.
I don't mind.
hate it.
Honestly, like Bobby asked me to help him with a 3D print, and I told him, I said, "Thank you for the opportunity to learn how my 3D printer
Yeah, and
works."
of course,
And you have to buy all new parts?
And of course, when
buy-
I ask him to do something
super
it breaks
complex.
the whole fucking thing. And now I've got to live with that shit.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Bobby's breaking shit even if he's not handling it.
Even in my absence, my presence is felt.
Right. Bobby broke my my 3D printer. He was the third party breaker in more ways than we can imagine here. But I in the process of doing this, what happened is not uncommon. So basically, I'm not going to explain how 3D printing works. Anybody doesn't know, but you have
Extruder.
You have filament that goes through an extruder that heats it.
Show me.
And then I'm putting. Can I borrow the banana for a minute? Two fingers.
Elongate. Yep.
So what happens is a sheath forms where the hole gets smaller.
Yeah, because of the
and,
plastic.
and that's what happens. So
How the turntables have turned.
do you?
yeah,
the narrow urethra problem.
damn it! I was about to say it. It's a narrow urethra.
It's king of the
Dang
hill,
it.
bro.
Yeah.
Dang it.
So at some point, it was easier to just buy a new $15 part. Which, hey, shout out to Amazon for overnight delivery on damn near everything. I mean,
except the resin I bought, which took like 4 days.
That's
yeah,
because they're working.
but like all the parts for those 3D printers, the Creality ones that I have, so the Ender 3, the Ender 5, it's pretty much all the same. But you know, I got it up and put back together, and honestly, I didn't put that machine together. So now I
You did to
know
re-level it and shit, don't you?
I
Oh, you
didn't have
didn't,
to.
you didn't wiggle it enough?
No, I didn't. I didn't wiggle it.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. So that was fun. I got some resin printing I'm going to try to do for Joe. I say try because
I
still
try to
struggle
give
with
it
that a bit.
it's just a simple flat pieces.
is it for figures or something else?
Yeah, for 40K stuff.
Okay.
So Law and Order after yes
Damn,
after
you're
a
taking me back.
several year gap as the SVU's always been on.
That is executive producer Dick Wolf, right?
It is. They still say that at the end.
Joe's doing a deeper dive than I could.
Damn. There's nothing like a there's nothing like a big gap, Joe, to make you miss it. So this there's two actors on the show that I enjoy their work. Anthony Anderson is one. I've been watching the show.
Is he big now? Is he small? Did he get big again?
He's comfortable, I'd say.
Because he
in his
lost a bunch of weight for a
50.
while.
Actually, he's 50 years old.
Black don't crack, bro.
Listen, I've been watching the show Blackish. That's the name of it. I didn't name it for.
That's his
the
name.
I don't know. You put a hard L in there.
Yeah, that show's been around for a while, right?
So it's on its final season, which it's funny. It's still airing episodes, but Anthony Anderson's already taken this other job work. So it's him and what is the guy's name? So I love the show Burn Notice.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The guy who played Michael Weston.
Oh, yeah, he was a bad guy in Hitch.
Right. So him and Anthony Anderson are the two cops on.
Like, he's so
Law and
lost on
Order
names
now.
today. Is everyone just throwing out names? Bobby's just like fucking smoke coming out of his ears.
I'm just enjoying the
Okay,
ride.
I
don't need a point of reference.
Well,
I'm just go with the flow.
Anthony Anderson's real easy. You've seen The Departed.
I
There's
have.
one black guy in it.
Okay, it's been a long time.
I remember him
That's
from
him.
Romeo Must Die.
Yeah, Romeo Must Die. He was
Gary
remember-
Oldman.
He
Gary Oldman?
It was in Romeo.
no.
Romeo is bleeding.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Romeo
Romeo
Must
bleeding.
Die has.
That's before he
Jet
died.
Li.
He
Romeo
was
Must Die
bleeding
is Jet
first
Li.
and then he died.
I was thinking about one of my other favorites.
Because Anthony Anderson had the best line in there where he screams at Aaliyah. He's like, "Get your Aaliyah-looking ass over here." She's named a different character, obviously.
And he was also
RIP.
in the first Transformers movie.
That's right.
Yes,
he
yes,
was.
he was.
Whoa!
He was
Three
one of the
claws. He's
hackers.
Wolverine. When he's
Yeah,
like-
I remember
he's
watching
a lot of
him
cameos, too. He's in a lot of things.
in a million years ago when right after like the original Saved by the Bell run ended. They did like the new Saved by the Bell, and then they did all these spinoff shows. They did one called
College Year.
They did one called Hang Time, which was about a high school basketball team, and Anthony Anderson was on that.
Wow. That's
Yes.
a deep dive, bro.
So I want to talk about this Law and Order episode. It's very.
It's not SVU.
It's not SVU. No. So you know how they normally try to tie this stuff into some current
Yes.
events. So
I remember Gamergate and shit.
this episode starts out at the beginning with this is a fictional blah blah blah. It's a world famous musician, an older gentleman who has recently gotten out of jail on a technicality and has like 40 counts of sexual assault against him.
Oh,
How
well,
random. We just talked about this last week.
Someone kills him, and the trial part is like nobody wants to convict this girl.
Hey, when the proof is in the pudding.
So it was an interesting story from that dynamic, and it was also an interesting story looking at the way it's a black and white detective team, the way they are treated in the community with start asking questions. Here come all the cell phones.
That's like a mashup of two cases. Because there was a case in real life where like a girl who was like human trafficked ended up killing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So
And
I'll
that's
probably
the thing, like, well, who's a good guy, who's a bad guy, bro? I don't.
Right.
No one wants to convict her because she didn't really do anything wrong.
Yeah, so I mean, this I guess I knew through Anthony Anderson the show was coming back because he had posted that he was, hey, I'm back on, because he was on Law and Order with Jesus a long time ago.
I'm sorry.
Like 2,000 years ago.
The guy, close. The guy who played.
that was good.
Give or take 30.
All right, around
30 pieces of silver.
around the time that what the Mel Gibson, what was the name of it?
Passion of the Christ.
There was another movie just called Jesus that came on TV.
Of course, that I feel like that every
Was it
couple
made
years,
by
maybe.
the Transmorphers people?
No, it wasn't. But the guy who
That would
played
be
Jesus actually went on to have a pretty successful career. And this was years ago. Him and Anthony Anderson were partners on Law and Order. I've also, and I don't ever talk about this, I watch sitcoms like every week on Hulu, just dumb shit
like new sitcoms or old
like
sitcoms?
the Goldbergs.
Okay.
Like I'd gotten behind the
Goldbergs
Goldbergs,
is
so I've been
funny.
kind of binging the Goldbergs. Well, so the granddad passed away
In real life?
in real life.
Oh, yeah.
So they've addressed that on the show a good bit. I mean,
okay.
and it's kind of like it's sad, you know.
Yeah.
But the other side of it is, so that was Beverly's dad on the show, but Jeff
Garland.
Jeff Garland's dad is he's an actor you'd recognize. I'm not Bobby. We're not going to play that game.
Please.
He's always been this. He's always been on the show this very like distant, aloof kind of guy. Well, they've kind of brought him in and like made him more of a compassionate character. There's a new show.
Oh, compassionate of the Christ.
Yeah. There's a new.
Dang it, Bobby.
You need a banana for that one, Bobby. There's another show I've been watching. It's a new show this year. It's called Abbott Elementary. It's set in an elementary school in Philadelphia. It's a young lady that stars in it. I could not place her for the life. I'm like, she looks familiar. Dude, she was on, I used to watch BuzzFeed all the time. They used to have this thing called the Try Guys and all this stuff.
Try Guys still on.
It's a girl named, her name's Quinta, and she used to be on
Quinta?
She used to be on BuzzFeed. She was one of the like people on doing the stories and stuff. She wrote this story. Can't talk. Wrote. She wrote this story and everything. And you know, it's a fun show. It's just about the high school or middle school nonsense. The funniest thing about it is everybody hates Chris. Is on this show.
Oh, the main kid from Crit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's
he's older
he's
now.
a grown ass man now.
Yeah.
He's on The Walking Dead for a minute. This is funny. We'll all get a kick out of this. They were like talking about pizza, and everybody's like, "Bring in your favorite pizza from Philly. We'll have a pizza party." So all the teachers brought in their favorite pizza, and he's not eating his pizza. He's like, "No, I'm from Baltimore, man. I like Baltimore style. Heavy sauce and a little burnt." So this other dude says, everybody brought in their pizza, and he's like not eating any, and he's like, all right. Well, this other dude's like, well, I drove 4 hours round trip and went down to Baltimore and got you pizza, and it's from this place, and it's burnt sauce pizza. And he's like, look, I don't like pizza. I just don't like telling people, dude. And then later, he's like sitting in his car, and they're like, why don't you go? Because I don't want to hear nothing else about eating pizza. I'm just going to sit. I only eat specific things. I'm going to sit out here and eat my boiled chicken sandwich. And they're like, boiled? That's the worst way to cook a chicken.
It is. And I'll tell you, DJ. So DJ also mops with me, and DJ hates the fucking union. We're all in a moppers union, right? He hates the fucking union. Hates it. He was super critical of it. He accounts for every nickel.
Wow.
So we had a pretty big floor to mop, and the union happened to pop up and like brought us like a stack of pizzas. Like and from the place in King's Contrivance, I'm not sure if you're familiar, but Trattoria's, but it's one of the best pizza places you can get in the area. And
that's your favorite, right?
Yeah,
One of
it's
your
up
favorites.
there. Yeah, it's up there. So
I still gotta try that.
It was sitting there, boxes and boxes, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I'm gonna dig in, but I'm a little bit fat, so I don't want to be the first person to eat. Right? So I'm looking at it, and DJ starts saying, "Man, fuck that pizza. I'm not eating that shit from the fucking union. Fuck that shit."
Oh, dude.
And I'm like, man, I was like, man, I'm with you on some of your battles, but I'm gonna fuck that pizza up. And so anyway, I consume. This is the same mobbing job that I've talked to you about, where I was very annoyed with these young super jack moppers that were pooped, tuckered out. Anyway, he didn't have a fucking slice. And I'm going where after the day is done, he was living in my head rent free, and I was thinking to myself, man, like that dude, like I gotta give him credit, like that's some of the best pizza in the state, and he really has the courage of his convictions. Like big
Not eat pizza, yeah.
A couple weeks later, find out dude doesn't even really like pizza.
Oh, fuck that. That's not the same thing then.
Yeah, no, not the same thing at all.
Not at all.
That's all right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd be able to resist that.
no, I mean pizza is my. It's
a kryptonite thing.
Pizza and ice cream are my two, and peanut butter is number
Do you
3.
convince Cody to like pizza yet?
No,
Just keep
Cody's
feeding him,
Cody
and
missing
one
out
of these
now.
days.
I heard from Cody this week. He's watching The Office episode.
Which
he's
one? Which
Well,
one?
the one
His?
that's got
His?
the one that's
Oh,
got
ours.
the one that's got 8 seasons.
Oh, he's not
ours.
going to be done by the time he gets here.
Yeah, he's.
Is he coming here?
Yeah.
When?
May?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right.
So
Cool.
there's when Nellie, the British woman, comes on and she says where she's from, and Cody said it's like 5 minutes from where he works. The little town she
Well, it's funny because he always he just recently hit me up because he was talking about we were talking about something about Essex, that pizza place in Essex, and Essex is like where he lives. Or but every time I've ever been with him in the car or whatever, and we see a sign for Essex or anything, he's like, oh, it's what, but it never fails. Like when we just talked about it last week, he hit me up and he was like, that's where I'm from. I know.
It's not the same. So
Not at all.
No, it's not. It's not the same.
I think I mentioned last week I had been playing Cyberpunk again. They had done the update. So I was playing it, and I hadn't gotten too far. I'm playing it. I'm doing a little bit of a different strategy this time because I know what's going to happen. So I'm bobbing and weaving and kind of doing what I want to do more so than what I'm not following the game very much. Like you have the main mission. I'm not doing the main mission. I was doing all the other side quest stuff. I went to load it yesterday, and my save file was gone.
Oh shit.
Corrupt.
So I'm like, all right, let me try loading my PS4 save. It's completely gone too.
What?
Wow.
No idea what happened. So I started over. I was kind of.
Have you tried any other games to see if they were
A
wiped
lot of
too?
times people just rage quit, bro.
Well, I didn't know because I don't know if I have anything else saved. I did have a question, Joe. Are you familiar with the Dark Souls game?
Yeah. Have you, Elden Ring is
Okay, well that was my question. Is
Wizard.
Elden
there's
Ring is just
definitely
an offshoot of that, right?
Elden Ring is a new game that's out. Everybody's raving about.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to play it, but
You might be too old and trash to play. Well, no, you're not. You definitely are.
You don't know. I mean, I get busy.
I know Dark Souls is intense.
It's insanely hard.
It's very difficult.
that's my question.
can
Is
be,
I
isn't
don't. Apparently, there's not an easy mode on it.
No, there's no
it's not.
easy mode. You don't play that game for easy mode. You get good.
I just want to look.
that game is
Is
for
that
hardcore
that's where get good comes
gamers.
from? GETGUT, get good.
Is it a fighter game?
No, it's like a third-person action adventure, right?
Yeah.
I have been in the mood. I don't know why. It might have been this fucking.
Well,
toy-
like the Star Wars game. It's that view.
Okay, yeah.
Behind the
third person
fight.
Over the shoulder, or something like that.
Yeah.
I have been in the mood. I don't know if it's that fucking toy I broke to play a first person shooter recently.
Oh, wow.
I just been in the mood to
Doom Eternal is awesome.
I don't think that's what I'm looking for.
It's
I think
really good.
and I understand that, but I'm looking for something a little bit more realistic. I'm looking for
okay. Shooting military stuff.
Yeah.
Older
Okay.
Call of Duty, maybe, because all the new Call of Duty stuff have zombies and futuristic.
and
shit
very
in it, too.
rarely do they even
Battlefield, maybe.
A lot of them don't even have fucking campaigns anymore. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they're
the
all
problem.
But anyway, continue, Chris.
So, anyways, yes, I'm playing Cyberpunk.
You get an
Yeah,
Elden Ring? You not getting one? That's all like inundated with Elden Ring. You can't
think-
get
I
away
think
from
I'm gonna
Elden Ring
wait till-
commercials, and every single streamer and YouTuber is playing Elden Ring.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably just going to wait till it's not $70.
Have you played a Souls game
I
before?
never have.
I suggest Bloodborne. It's like a little bit easier, and the story's pretty good.
I think that maybe I've got that PlayStation Pass or whatever, the free games, pay whatever a year. So I may look on there and see if there's something in, because I know there's a lot of games in that franchise, just to see kind of.
But if your drive is getting wiped, you may want to check something else before you do that. Before you try and play something
it's probably
else.
Cyberpunk.
I'm just
probably-
blaming it on Cyberpunk.
Okay, being still that glitchy. You said
No,
it
it's not.
improved,
It's
right?
not. It
game is a lot
honestly,
less-
it's crashed one time since I played it since the new updates. Which is hard to say. It's magnificent. I mean, it's still pretty glitchy. Like somebody will die and they're like in this crazy pose on top of a car. And
Most of the open world games are like that because like
there's so many
entire
moving
world-
parts,
like,
man.
there's
I mean,
so much shit in
it's
there.
crazy. You know, yeah.
Like,
You
all the
got
Fallout games are fucking glitchy.
You got the texture on the grass right, with this dude's over here twitching after I shot him in the head.
Yeah, I'd be like, tone the grass down a bit. And
I don't need that.
Focus more on the dude twitching.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys know this, but as American citizens, we have filled out the civil service form when we were 18, and
Yes.
So
I recently had to refine that out when I had to do my clearance.
I am as my teeth have gotten longer, I unfortunately are no longer in the pool because it's after 45, you're no longer eligible for the draft.
Oh, really? Is that the cutoff?
Yeah.
Yes. So my wife last night, we were talking about this. She said, she didn't mean to say this word, but it came off so funny. She told me, she said, "You're too fugly to get drafted." I'm like, what? What are you talking? I said, "Do you really think they're going to be basing draft choices on people's looks?" She's like, "I meant to say foobar." I'm like, I don't know if that's much better. You know what foobar is?
Yeah, fucked up beyond all repair.
Yeah. Well, I am. My knees are back. That's what she was trying to say, but it came out as fugly. So I just been giving her a hard time.
Who's she talking to all the time that's making her think autocorrect and
I was like,
fugly?
where did you get fugly
Well, it's
from?
funny because I said like my wife and I had this bit of history between us where one time we were like talking, we were like what like because sometimes like she's like you sometimes, and so am I, where like you just want to shit on yourself all the time. So I'm usually always cutting her off with, "Hey, you talking about my friend?"
Yes.
But, yeah. So one day I was like, "You know what? I want you to say 3 things that you're proud of regarding yourself," like to her, right? And she reluctantly ended up coming through, and then she was like, "Now I want you to do the same." And I was like, "Fuck." I was like, and I was like, I feel like one of the things is like I'm really happy with my height.
That's something you have no control over.
And she said, "Really?" So ever since then,
not anymore.
I've been pushing it. But what she meant by it was like, that's what you're fucking proud of like all the things that you could be proud of. You're proud of but like, so now like whenever like if I gotta like, she'll be like, "Can you put this bowl up there?" But I don't know. I mean, you know what I mean? Maybe
That's a good running joke.
That's like a thing.
The scammer's back.
Oh, yes!
Did you last week? I went into great detail of this conversation I've been having with a scammer. Well,
Oh yeah, that's right.
he came back around.
Awesome.
So I told him that I almost got fired, but I didn't. That I kept the job. Was told to be careful.
Yeah, because you played the 2 different roles.
Right. So what I ended up doing Friday, he met, "Hey, what's going on? Hope everything's fine." I said, "Sexy man Adonis." Now, keep in mind he thinks I'm a woman, right?
Yes.
He said, I said, "My husband left me because I couldn't stop talking to you." Yeah, he took our kids to his mama house in Kentucky. Now hang on. Then I turn on this guy. "Now we can be together with our beautiful baby," is what I said. He said, "Okay, good." I said, "When can you be here?" He said, "Are you still getting the baby?" I said, "Yes, we can have the baby together, just you and I, Adonis." And then I said, I sent him this. It's like, "I want to get this tattoo on my neck. What do you think?"
Oh my god.
It's Adonis written in cursive.
Right. He said, "What about the money you told me you were going to deposit?" He goes right for the jugular. So we can take care of that after you move here. Where do you live? I can buy you a ticket to come be with me and our family. I said, "What city are?" He's like, "That's a good idea. What city are you from?" He never would tell me where he's from. He said, "Are you going to take care of the bills of my ticket?" I said, "Yes, I've already given money to a travel agent. I just need your full name and your city, and I'll get the ticket." And he wants me to send him money through Bitcoin so he can buy it because he doesn't want to trouble me. And I'm like, no, this is my treat.
This is my treat.
It's already done. I've spent all the money with the travel agent. He said, and then he starts begging. He's like, "I only need $500. I'm really having some serious problems." Okay. I said, "But your baby, you can still help the both of us. This is still your baby. Please, my love, you have to understand." And I said, "I just want you here."
He wants to be the Taylor Swindler.
"I just want you here." I put this out to see what he said. "I can give you $5,000, but I need you to be here first. Let's get you that plane ticket bought, sweet Adonis. What is your name and city?" And he never would give it up to me. He said, and he said, he's begging for $500.
He's playing hard to get though.
Said, "Adonis, I need to make sure I can trust you. Please come. You have nothing to worry about, blah, blah, blah." I said, and remember this whole thing started with him trying to give me $5,000.
Yeah,
right.
I said, "What about the 500, about the 5,000 I want? Don't you still have that?" "Oh, it's still pending," is what he says. I said, "Take the 5,000 for my winnings, Adonis. Be strong for me with that money," is what I told him.
God,
And he
this
said,
is a novel.
And he said, "So you can't help me and my baby. I help you with the 5,000 winnings. Come to me with our baby. Let me take care of you. Please give me your info to book flight. Give me the money, then I do that." I said, "But 5,000 from the winnings, that is for you now. Plus I have 5,000 more when you get here for you and our baby. What's our baby's name?" He tried to call. He said, "Nathaniel. I think it's a beautiful name." I said, "Nathaniel's a lovely name for our baby." Yes, he needs to get a good look, and that doesn't make sense. I don't know. Send us $500 to take care of some bills. I said, use the $5,000. It's still pending, he says. I said, my sweet Adonis, please know I can't send you anything until I can have you in my arms. Send me your name and city so I can get the tickets. And he says, and then he tries to flip. I can see you really don't want me. You can't give $500 to a man you love and his motherless child. I said, I am that baby's mother now. If you.
Look at me. I am the mother.
I am the baby's mother now. If you can't come, then send the baby to me. You are a selfish man. All I ask is I get you to me and you won't do it. I think you just want money from me, Adonis. Why do you make me feel so sad? He says, I understand you, baby. And then he says, my boss and my husband say this is a scam and that's why my husband left. I think you just want my money. Do you really have our baby? Send me a pic of you with our baby right now or I call the law on you. That's what I said to him. You should see it in my own view. I have to get some tax paid off and get packing. That's why I need the 500. Our baby is sleeping. I have to get our child some clothes and feeds.
Feeds like a horse.
And that was the last.
On that child.
And that was the last time I talked. But I was like, this guy's
when was that? Was that Friday?
It was Friday. He's messages me every day. Like, do you not want to talk anymore?
This is fucking amazing.
Next time
it's epic.
That is good.
Bored or something. But that was that's pretty much it for me.
You just have time to do that with all the dioramas you have to do.
Yeah. I have to shit. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, so I didn't do a whole lot. For one, I watched Pig.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
give me a letter grade first, so I know what to expect next.
D.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me say what I liked about it.
Okay.
I think that you were right. The acting was on point.
Right?
It was on point. I think it was shot well.
Yes.
Yep. I think a lot of the characters had potential to be pretty interesting. And the setup for the story, I'm going to spoil it at this point.
I just did not want to spoil it because I'm
more interested in his next thing that's coming out where he plays himself, which looks hilarious.
So he is a man. He lives in the woods. He's off the grid. Mm-hmm. I get the impression something happened with him and his wife.
His wife died.
I get that impression too. He lives off the grid in the woods, and he has a truffle pig that goes along to find truffle mushrooms. Mm-hmm. As it turns out, he doesn't need the pig to find the mushrooms. He just loves the pig, but it's part of the bond they share together. Mm-hmm. He collects the mushrooms and then sells them to people they're very expensive mushrooms in real life.
Yes.
And he sells them to people to get money to sustain his way of life. Well, in an attack on his home, these home intruders take the pig, and he spends the rest of the movie looking for the pig.
Yes.
And then you come
not John Wick style though.
Not John Wick style, in a more realistic style. And then you come to find out at the end of the film that the pig died in the process of the kidnapping.
Oh no,
it's heartbreaking.
It's pretty fucking
which is heartbreaking. But I feel like that movie could have been 30 minutes, and I could have been.
It could have been a short film. Yeah.
But I guess I didn't enjoy the journey for what ended up being the ending.
Okay.
You know, I was like, it
wasn't expected,
and I fell asleep on it 3 times.
Oh, I mean, it's slow pace.
It's slow. It's very
not
slow.
an action movie.
No, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be action to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like
But I mean, I find the dialogue some of the dialogue interesting.
Well, I like the dinner part. Where he's like, I never forget what I cook and for who I cooked it for. Like,
he's like a former major chef,
which I'm guessing was tying to the last dinner that the husband,
the good one, they had a really
that the guy had with his wife.
Yeah, because the kid was like, they always fought, but there was this one time they had this one dinner and they had a great time.
Yeah, I enjoyed the nuance of the, I guess, a peek behind the curtain of the high end restaurant scene.
Yes,
where do these things come from?
I mean, I enjoyed the conversation when we was talking to the other chefs. Like,
I did too.
You wanted to open a pub? What the fuck are you doing here?
I did too. I enjoyed that.
But there are a lot of good parts, and the shot and the acting's good. So like,
I just didn't think it was a good story.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was the setup for a good story. I just didn't actually end up enjoying the story. When I got to it, I was like, that can't be it. That can't be it. Like when the guy that he kind of befriends that drives him around got in his car
agent or whatever
at the end, and it was like quiet. And he's like, there's like a podcast or something playing in his car. I was like, okay, here comes the twist. And I was like, no. And then when he got home and he puts the tape deck back in the and presses play, I was like, oh, here comes the twist. I was like, no, it's no twist.
Just a story about it.
I mean, and the movie's not long anyway. It's like an hour and 20 minutes, but I feel like it could have just been 20 minutes, and I would have, and I would have enjoyed it. It could have probably been 40 minutes, and I would have enjoyed it just as much as I enjoyed it at twice the length.
Okay.
And then I watched The Genius Part 1. So
documentary
on Netflix. Yes, but not the way you're thinking.
Like Ludacris?
No. So it's Kanye's documentary. Of course.
Okay.
So this film crew followed him around at the beginning of his career, like
before he broke.
Yeah, completely.
Why?
Wow.
So this is this is it, right? This is how being a narcissist can pay off for entertainment.
For your entertainment.
I think it's the top thing on Netflix right now.
Oh,
so he basically was like, I'm going to make it. I'm going to be a big deal. I want you to document this process. And I think there's only a few times where this has happened. He's not the first one, but there's been a few times where this has happened where I'm like, man, I'm impressed by the foresight to be like, I already know without any real success under my belt that this is $1 million thing to document.
The question is like how many
do it and doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the thing, is it only is meaningful when it works.
Yeah, there's still probably be interesting documentaries even if
so the Devil and Daniel Johnston. The Devil and Daniel Johnston did the same thing, and he never made it. I mean, the closest thing he made was one of his like mixtapes that he made ended up being worn on a t-shirt by Kurt Cobain at a performance, and that was like as close as he got to stardom, but he documented himself. But the documentary was still fascinating.
I remember that.
Because like, I don't know if it's foresight or just like there's narcissism, and there's plenty of narcissistic people in the world.
But anyway, it's beautiful. Like it's sad, it's inspiring, it's tragic in some ways. Like when his beats start getting known through Jay-Z work and stuff, and he's like, he has this plan to be an artist, and he's going around to anybody that will listen to him to be like, you know, play his music and do whatever and shoot a shot, as it were. And they're like, yeah, man, cool. Hey, how many beats do you think you could do for my next album, though? Because, you know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to give him the time of day as an artist. And there's like this one guy who works for Raucous Records, for those that remember. Yep. And he gets it. And like, he totally gets it. He's like, dude, he's like, you're on to something. He's like, you are the handshake between, you know, the nerd stuff and the street stuff. Like, you're the bridge. Your Tribe Called Quest meets Jay-Z. Like, you are, like, you belong with us. Like, let me see what I can do.
Take your backpack off and step over here, young man.
But he can't get Raucous to sign on to it, you know. And it's just interesting because like all these like little decisions that if certain things would have gone a different way, it could have, the trajectory for everybody could have been vastly different. But it's part 1 of 3. The second part is out, but I haven't watched it yet.
How long are the parts?
Hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, wow. Okay, so they're like a movie.
I saw a clip of, I want to say it was Jamie Foxx talking about the first time he met Kanye, and he came in, he had some beats, and you know, they were playing some beats, and I want to say it was the Gold Digger, you know, where he does
Slow Jams,
or one of those two, and Kanye's like, or he's like singing the part, Kanye's like, stop him, and he's like, this dude had no right to stop anybody from doing anything. He's like, no, you got to do that a little harder than that, or something. Just
it's the opposite,
or something like that.
So it's Slow Jams,
okay,
and you know, she says she wants some Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross, and like Jamie Foxx, when he went to sing it, was like, she says she wants some Marvin Gaye, Luther Vandross. And he's like, no. She says she wants some Marvin Gaye. Like, he's like, he's just like correcting this. And he was trying to tone it down, like you know. But it's I highly recommend it so far anyway. Like, it's just an interesting look at this dude and getting a start, and like, there's like this scene where he goes into like, he's at Rockefeller and Def Jam, and he's going in and he brings his music in. He like bombards this lady's office. Like, she's on the phone and shit with people. She's got paperwork in front of her. She's obviously not like an A&R or anything. She just works there. And he's like, puts the tape in and presses play, you know, and he's like, listen. And she's like, okay. And she's like, puts a hand over the phone, and she's like, it's good, Kanye. It's good. Like, all right, goodbye. You know, and like when I watched, I was like, damn, man, it's so cold blooded. Anyway, I read this article about it.
It's because you've been in that position.
This woman responds to it, and she was like, I mean, it's truth. It's it's documented. It was true. But what you don't see from this is probably the third time he had done that this week. So like, it was,
gotcha.
like this was just what he did.
Yeah.
But anyway, I recommend it, and I think that's it really. Tomorrow, I'll tell you, I got a little bit of kinky stuff going on. You ready for this?
Dang it, Bobby.
So I was like, I need a little spice. And she was like, and I've spiced it up a lot recently, but you know, I'm I'm manic, right? Like, so she was like, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, Tuesday, when we're both off, I was like, I want you to get in your underwear and heels and put an apron on and make me lunch and then suck my dick while you eat it. While I eat it.
While you eat it.
Oh boy.
She's like, okay.
Just
She tolerates your
whatever,
shit, dude.
fine.
Yeah. No parameters. All right. So we do have a little bit of notes this week, Phil. Congrats.
Bob is going to be nice and keep him in this week.
There was some stuff I thought was, unfortunately for you, it's probably stuff that you've already talked about till you're blue in the face. But let's see. There was the McFarlane Toys.
The reveals, from his weekend. It was like his weekend show or something.
Well, because everybody's trying to do like a toy
Everybody's
fair
doing their own thing
without toy fair.
Yeah.
Which
Kind of what
then
we're
becomes
used to
like
at this point.
Yeah,
I mean,
then it
toy
becomes
fairs-
really like decentralized, which is like the part of the good thing of conventions and events.
It's all
is
in the
like,
same place.
You can get all the information at once.
Right.
Like I didn't know what was happening, and I saw Antoine, of course, posted it before anybody. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
It looks like, like this line, somebody sent me the stats. It was the most successful mainstream toy line, action figure line last year, 2021.
I mean,
Not-
people are
not
buying
surprised.
it. I don't, I will say it's in a unique place in the market because I always see it at retail, but you don't see shit just hanging out forever. I mean, but it's got good whatever he's doing distribution wise. I'll say outside of exclusives to stores because you know how that, but just
Target,
general, it seems to be working.
And it's pretty prolific. Like I don't know what wave he's on, but he seems like he
It's bunch.
Yeah.
It's like at least once a month he has a wave coming out.
Yeah.
So he showed Man Bat, Killer Croc.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not
The first day he showed Batman and Spawn stuff like he always does, which I was no interest in. But the second day he showed stuff that I have interest in.
I mean, there's it's like
So the
Optimus
ghost
Prime,
characters-
you always have to make a fucking Batman.
The ghost character is brand new from the books. It's like that. The fact that he did that character is interesting because he's a brand new character from the past couple months of the comics.
And this Riddler and Batman here are statues, right? I think they're statues.
Yeah, they're
and I
like
think
mini
they're-
statues for the movie.
I think they're under, because I think that McFarlane Toys has now absorbed DC Direct or DC Collectibles or
There
whatever.
was
it's supposed
something
to
like
be.
that was going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, so Batman resin statues.
Yeah, they're like small
Yeah, and
statues.
they
Small
got
scale
black
statues.
and white.
Yep.
Like it's just part of McFarlane Toys now, which is interesting. But yeah, I mean, I only really brought this up because it's just amazing to me that McFarlane. It's kind of like this, like I'm not even sure that it's deserved, but it's like this, like Ugly Frog story or whatever, like the Princess Frog or whatever. Like it's like McFarlane Toys overtook Hasbro and Mattel in 1 year.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
You
That is
know,
crazy.
and overtook them with DC, which is not in the same place that Star Wars is in. It's not in the same place that
I'd love
Marvel is in.
to see those metrics because I mean, I get it. I see his stuff everywhere, but I don't know. It just seems so.
So he won.
Strange.
He won an award, and of course, much like Kanye, he was on social media showing the award as quickly as he could.
Makes sense.
And
He's very good with self promotion.
yeah,
He can't help it.
Yeah,
hey, I want somebody to love
that
me.
man. That man bat is pretty legit. I love the sculpt on that thing.
I want somebody to love me the way Todd loves Todd. All right. So, in other news, Storm Collectibles is really beginning to piss me off.
You don't like the skeletons or the Kung Lao?
So they showed some Mortal Kombat reveals.
Yeah.
6 scale. They're doing Sub-Zero and Scorpion
Amazing.
again. This
Amazing.
Is like,
6 scale. Good for them.
Is this the 6th time
So
they've
it's
done
like,
Scorpion and Sub-Zero?
Is it like Hot Toys?
And I mean, they're going to do all of them again.
Yeah.
They're going to do all the ninjas again.
Of course.
In 6 scale. So I mean, they have history with 6 scale. They did a Mike Tyson in 6 scale. They did a Hulk Hogan in 6 scale. So it isn't like they've not done it.
No, I don't mean to suggest that. I just mean to suggest more fucking ninjas.
Yeah.
It's probably what's
without doing other characters.
It's probably. I mean, it's a repaint thing. It's a seeker.
It is.
You know, and it's like
Every company does it, man. It
but
sucks.
they're not doing it with any other property they have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like they're just doing it with Mortal Kombat.
Because only Mortal Kombat have ninjas.
Correct. Correct. But it's like
shit ton of them.
I've been saying this now, I think, for like 2 years, but like I feel like Mortal Kombat ninjas are funding
Everything
else from Storm Collectibles. So I'm just sad. You know, like, and they can
You're not even surprised at this point, though.
yeah, I'm not. But like, they can get repaints out of Katana, Melina.
Yeah, if they did one female ninja, they could repaint
Correct.
all. They could get four characters out of that.
Yeah, why not give me, you know?
Dude doesn't like chicks, bro.
That's
so
true.
I've heard.
That is
That's
true. Yeah.
The last little bit, I mean, it's not last one, but like the Venus returns. Do you know who Venus is? So this is interesting.
Porn star?
Yeah, I wish. I mean, probably.
I'm sure she was.
You're talking about the
I think she's
planet
retired.
Venus?
The Ninja Turtle.
Oh, yeah.
So in the 1997 show, there was a live action TV show, Turtles. Do you remember?
Yeah.
It was awful.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was bad.
I remember seeing clips of it. Clips of it look pretty bad.
It was awful. But they introduced rather a female
Venus de Milo.
Ninja Turtle, Venus de Milo.
Okay.
And I was like, why wouldn't you name it Frida or something? Why wouldn't you go with another painter?
Yeah,
exactly.
an artist, yeah.
You know, I mean, Frida Lay, you know what I mean?
Shout out.
But
And
like,
she likes Smurfette, just the one chick hanging out with all the other dudes.
Yeah, but she had a light blue mask, and even that, I'm like, why not go pink? Why not, you know, like
Or just a different color than...
or yellow?
Yeah, something completely different.
Yeah, something completely different. That's it always bothered me. But
The comic book female they did more recently had a yellow mask.
oh, did they?
Yeah.
Good. They should. But she's coming back to the comics.
Bobby, did you see, do you have the note in there for the G.I. Joe stuff? Did Phil put that in there?
Yeah, that's next.
Okay, so.
Yeah, we can go right
I'm
there now.
speeding.
Well, actually, it's about the Transformers G.I. Joe. But go ahead with let's talk about the G.I. Joe
Yeah, so
stuff.
40th anniversary G.I. Joe is right now, so they had a live stream. They've got an interesting pattern. So what they're doing is they're showing renders, and then later they'll show like the actual in-hand prototypes, I guess, and then at that point they do the pre-order. So last live stream they showed Tomax, Zaymont, and Stalker,
Which all look great.
yeah, and then like a Viper 3-pack. Well, those went up for pre-order Thursday, right after this live stream, and then they showed some new reveals. So we got Dr. Mindbender coming,
Which also looks great. They didn't modernize him, though.
they didn't, which I'm okay with. It seems like they've taken a little
He's
bit
a
of
hard one to modernize.
How well are they doing between when they show the designs to the prototype sculpt? Are they sticking pretty close to the design, or are they?
Yeah,
because I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, so they do a 3D render. It's the same thing. I think Black Series has been doing. Not Black Series. Marvel Legends have been kind of using the same strategy. But then they're doing some carded like 40th anniversary stuff that looks really nice. Like I think I kind of predicted.
Yeah, you did definitely predict
Well, I didn't predict it. I just read between the lines. But either way, I'm probably going to get those. I mean, like they did a gung ho. You know, the gung ho's got the right color stuff, and it's kind of frustrating if this will be the 7th Duke figure I've bought and finally get the one I want, right? Or you know things like that. But that's my dumb fault also. So. And then this last thing I think you're going to mention.
Well, yeah, but real quick, I want to say the Zorana.
Yeah, there's Zorana. That's the other one.
You know, it was just just nice to see that that's who they were going to lead with. Mm-hmm. You know, and then
the Dreadnoughts.
Yeah, and it makes me hopeful that we'll get a whole Dreadnoughts lineup. And
Yep.
like whenever something like that happens, usually I feel like I'm sitting back waiting privately, like. Please put a Zorana. Please do a Zorana. Please do a Zorana. But this time they're leading with Zorana.
That's cool.
So it's
That's
like,
cool.
yeah, very cool.
It's like opposite of Storm.
Yes. Almost.
Storm did reveal the Paul Phoenix, and I'm interested in that for Tekken.
Yeah, I mean, they're taking on a lot of franchises instead of finishing one at a time.
Every day it
start like
seems like
5
a new
different
post from a
fucking
different
franchises. Ninja at a
video
time.
game franchise. I was like, wait a second, give me more Mortal Kombat, more Tekken before we do anything
and
else.
where's the rest of the fucking... Where's Batman?
Yeah.
That's the crazy part. No,
That is crazy. They've not done a Batman for the...
You need to like chart like the release of ninjas to other scopes. Every time they release more ninjas, then you get more scopes of other ones.
I'm getting a phone call. Let's see.
Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Dear BGE customer, Baltimore Gas and Electric, this is our final attempt to reach you. Before technicians arrive at your location for disconnection, please be aware this is a courtesy last attempt on behalf of the corporation before disconnection. To avoid this,
if you'd like, we can.
It's up to you.
Pretty sure this is not a.
Yeah, it might be BG&E.
It might be. It might be.
But BG&E is not my power provider.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Is it maybe an old house?
Maybe.
Even if it's 10 years old, they could still have.
Yeah.
Well, if your numbers haven't changed.
Yeah, they haven't.
So, like, whoever owned your old house, maybe.
Dude, I had an issue. I was getting calls at one point, this was years ago, from the people that bought my previous townhouse about them being delinquent on bills and shit.
So
like,
this could be it.
They were like hounding me, and I was like, look, it's not my house. And they're like, oh yeah, it's not your house, is it? Yeah. Whose house is it, man of mystery?
It's like we can show you the deeds. Yeah, my name's not on it anymore.
I checked the mail the other day. I had 4 letters. One of them was addressed to me, and the other 3 were to prior tenants of my property.
Wow.
Yep.
It's crazy.
We don't update the mailing address, bro.
Yeah. So I'm sorry for the interruption. Toys.
So you're talking about the G.I. Joe.
Zorana and Dreadnoks and all that. So I'm excited. I'm excited about that. If I can get, just the core cast of Joes and a couple little troopers here and there, like I'm good to go.
One thing I don't care for that they're doing is they're introducing characters in the Tiger Force line first. It's just like, you're going to get a bazooka that's not that.
That's the MMC approach, right? Like it's like you give Titanica before you give Roadbuster.
What do we? I believe we phrase that. It's a pre-paint, not a repaint.
I like it. Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited. I mean, they're knocking them out, and also it was pointed out to me. I think Todd R pointed out to me that like no vests.
No vests
on any of the new reveals. No like big, bulky
big
vests to hide all the articulation and shit. Okay, and then the Megatron,
his tank.
Why?
So what's funny?
I mean, they've been doing crossovers for a while,
but the first time they've done.
I mean, did
they do it?
Crossover's been.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know.
Yeah.
They've never not crossover, so I can't remember.
Well, there was this one I always talk about it, but it was like it was a statue that was supposed to come out of Baroness having Ravage on
yes.
I had it was before I was into statues, like before I was into DC collectible statues. But that thing was so fucking badass that I pre-ordered it, and then I got my cancellation notice.
So they never released it, right?
Yeah. It was badass. But like so. What's funny is I was finishing up this commission of Megatron for Josh, and I sent it to Pinkerton and Joe to take a look at, and Pinkerton was like, "You should just put a whole bunch of his armor on it." It's like, okay.
It looks literally like somebody took a figure and like, well, let's just cut up a his tank and put it on,
tape it to the size.
I don't know what else they're going to do. His tank's a very boxy thing.
Yeah.
It's a shelf warmer.
I don't think it looks as good as the third party one that was announced. Like I ended up interviewing the people that were doing it. It never came to light.
Oh, the Soundwave one, right? Yeah. Was that better?
I think it looked better.
Okay. So that never got released, huh?
No. And I'll be honest with you in respect to those guys, but like I did that interview, and after doing that interview, and I put an uncut of it on Patreon. I called, I think, Jisk at the time, and I was like, "Hey man, heads up! I just talked to these guys. I can tell you that shit's never coming out."
Yeah. They just did not.
I could just tell, just from asking them questions and seeing where they were, and it was a lot of like, "Well, we hope to this, we hope to that."
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Which I applaud the effort. I mean, it's more ambitious than I'm doing, sitting behind a fucking laptop, But like, I was like, man, this is a drawing. You know what I mean? That's what this is. So that was it. I think that Megatron looks awful. Are people excited about it?
I don't. I'll let you know tonight. I don't know.
Let's see. I didn't know if it would have hit your
Monday
radar.
morning right now.
I think it's either $80 or $90. It's expensive.
Wow. How big is it?
It's bigger than the other ones, I think.
Is it big? I thought it was the size of a standard his tank because it comes with like a figure.
See, I don't remember how big a his tank is.
Oh, someone's going to ride inside of Megatron?
So that's still going to be bigger than the other crossovers, which were already expensive. If it's the size of a his tank to hold 3 3/4 figures.
Yeah, here we go.
Because it comes with a Baroness, right? Like a 3 3/4.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. Yeah, it comes with like an original GameStop.
So I think it's got to at least be a leader class size figure, which is bigger than any other crossover. that's been done.
Yeah.
Because all the other crossovers, I think, have been like Deluxe or Voyager.
So yeah, so it turns into the exact same size 3 3/4 his tank, but it has a Megatron underneath.
Does he have one standing next to the figure? There's a picture of him standing next to a 3 3/4 figure.
No, I mean there's Baroness is in the tank.
I know, but I guess
As a robot. I think there's one picture
I'm
of
sure
them
there's a
standing together. I
picture,
think
but
probably.
I'm not showing it right off, but
I mean,
I don't know.
Baroness can get inside me anytime. Shit.
There was and then lastly, the guy who played the Riddler,
Jim Carrey.
Who is playing the Riddler?
Yeah,
And Paul Dano?
yeah. Who's a key grip on that? he enveloped himself in plastic to explore the Prince of Puzzles' twisted methods.
Yeah, because his costume's so bizarre.
Yeah, so like here's the thing, like to hide his DNA, to like keep so he leaves no trace of DNA behind at his crimes, right? To wrap himself in.
Yeah, he went full method.
My issue
acting.
with this approach to Riddler, without having seen the film, just for the sake of conversation, is that the Riddler's craziness is that he, much like Kanye and Tom Cruise and who was the other gentleman we spoke of, are all extreme narcissists.
Yeah, they want people to know.
They want you to know that they're behind it. It matters to them that like the mask even that Riddler wears is cheeky. You know what I mean? Like it's like yeah, like you know if I put that mask on, you'd be like, Bobby, take the dumb mask off.
No.
we've been saying that for years, Bob.
No. Just like your argument against Pattinson, just to play devil's advocate, all these people, all the main characters here are purportedly evolutions of what they will become. They're not quite there yet.
Yeah, but I mean, like this to me is like it's like the opposite. It's not like if like Pattinson's thing. If I'm like, look, I don't like the suit, and you're like, well, it's an evolution to the suit. I'm like, okay, fair. But this, I'm like, I don't like this direction.
Okay. In general.
But what if that Riddler is that Riddler until he encounters something like, I don't know, Joker gas that makes him into the bumbling masked question mark fella?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like I'm certainly open to the idea of liking a Batman movie. Don't get me wrong, but like you know what I mean. Like it is in my DNA.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Me too.
I don't like,
but I don't
all 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm
Dude,
excited.
I'm gonna
so
have to
pumped
have
for
a
tomorrow.
dry day. I'm not gonna drink anything liquid all day before that.
But I
can make it through.
There's a lot.
How long is it?
It is just shy of 3 hours.
Banana.
Exactly.
Banana.
Take your banana, Joe.
It's a bat nana.
There's a
Probably fucking old school Batman probably has a fucking bat banana. Banana. They will
Make
throw
a
it at
bat
you.
wing out of it.
probably it makes his
It's a bat
villain
everything.
makes his villain slip on the floor like whoa.
It's like a peel. Like it fucking spreads open in a bat shape.
But yeah, I like. There's just a lot. Like I will say, like I'm excited about this because it's a Batman movie, and I'm always up for a Batman movie. But outside of that, the only thing that I've really looked at and liked about all of the material regarding this so far is the question mark in the latte art.
Really? Okay.
You know, I have specifically avoided anything about this. Like I saw like the initial trailer, and I've seen like the TV spots just because they're on. But you know, this is probably the most blind I've gone into something like this in a while.
And don't get me wrong, like I assume that I'm going to like this movie.
Yeah.
I assume I'm going to be a fan. But like in terms of its marketing approach, it hasn't hooked me,
Okay.
which is what I find interesting.
very
I mean,
excited.
listen, if Little Caesars isn't going to get the crowd excited,
Hot
And
ready.
ready.
It's
You know he's gonna come back with a sign next week.
dude.
but it's like so. Let me go through it. Right. So I don't like the Batmobile.
Yeah, I think a lot of people complain about it.
It's a car, and he's stepping it up, and I also don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like the bat suit. I don't like the collar. I don't like how far the ears are back, and I don't like how much face is on it.
Yeah, there
too
have
much
been many
face.
complaints.
Bat face.
There have been complaints a lot online about that.
Don't like it. I don't like the Riddler suit. I think it's like an attempt to make him look edgy. And I don't think it looks edgy. I think it looks goofy. And I don't think it embodies what that character is about. Once again, all of this from the outside in, having never seen it and simultaneously excited to see it. And the dynamic... No, I'm not going to give positives right now. Focusing on negatives. Kravitz doesn't strike me as Selena Kyle.
Really? I don't like the mask they gave her, but again,
So, what I have liked about it, the tone looks great, looks spot on, looks serious, looks like all the things that I want out of comic book movies. And I do like the little bit that I've seen, the chemistry between Pattinson and Kravitz as Selena.
yeah, like they do like one close-up scene in the trailers.
Yeah, like, and there's a little exchange. There's a couple exchanges that have been up there. Like,
that's true.
And that feels right to me. But that's where I'm at with it. I'm not like I'm excited. I'm gonna see it. I'm looking forward to it. But like I feel like I should be more excited. Yeah. I feel like I should have more pre-orders. Does that make sense? Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm very excited.
Hey, before we move on, keeping it in the DC pocket.
Oh, I love to hear it.
You might not. Hot Toys this week showed off their Peacemaker figure.
Yeah.
And he has,
I forgot to put that in.
why
the
is his tongue out? Did that happen in the show?
I don't know.
I don't remember his tongue being out or part of, and it looks like it's just a removable tongue.
Well, you know, when I saw those images, I just looked at them briefly because I'm going Iron Studios, which is weird.
Okay.
Like you know, just like that shows you where Iron Studios is at these days. Where I'm like,
They really, I mean, there's a lot of previews.
where I'm like, I'm going to go with Iron Studios for my Suicide Squad lineup.
Okay.
So what's funny about that is I didn't look too much into the Hot Toys reveals. I just saw that they were doing one, and at first glance, I was like, "Oh man, looks the part." And then in my head, I said, "I wouldn't go with the tongue face. I would use the standard face that I'm sure it comes with." And I clicked off of it. And then when you sent the picture, and you were like, "What the fuck is wrong with them?" I even replied to you.
Yep.
With the mentality of there's probably a straight face in there somewhere. And then when you said there wasn't, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with them?
Are they not doing a ring?
So I'm going to double check
I
myself
mean,
now.
like if you
That
look
is
at it in
bizarre.
terms of like statues with a permanent face,
Yeah, there's one tongue face and then one mouth open face.
that tongue is like the ghost face from fucking scary movies.
That's ridiculous. I didn't realize that. I didn't look at it too closely.
And neither one of them look a whole lot like him. And I also think it's a huge mistake having seen the
Do they not have a helmet? Does the helmet come off?
So that's the other thing. They do not. And
So
and
they don't have John Cena's
and
sign
having
off on
seen
likeness.
the show, I mean, just like anybody else that takes that sort of a deal, that's a star, he spends most of the show helmetless.
Right. So like, did he not sign off on his?
he didn't
I'm
sign
not sure
off.
if he has any control over that.
Okay.
I would
Because
imagine.
that's the only reason I would think like they don't have his fucking bare ass head.
I would imagine.
speak.
I would.
So I thought it was just a tongue that you added in, but the helmets are different.
Yeah.
So apparently it's two different heads, one screaming, and who knows? Maybe John Cena's super meta and he's fucking with us all and
They're
told him that no, you can only use screaming.
You can't see him. That's a problem.
Can't see me.
They should have had a helmetless version, a standard face, and they could have just 86'd both of those faces. If I'm being honest,
Yeah. That's a really weird decision.
it is very weird.
Wow.
It is very weird. But yeah, they can miss me with all that shit.
Does it
So
come
What
with
kind
an
of tongue
eagle?
face does he have
Does
around
it come with a bird,
studios?
bro?
He comes with Eagle,
regular
Eagly,
face.
who's got spread wings or like tucked in wings.
How
options.
many characters does Iron Studios announced for their Suicide Squad so far?
a lot.
So they're doing like the X-Men stuff where they're doing do they all
It's not.
connect?
It's wait a minute.
Okay, sorry.
Relax, Bill, and I'll tell you. I promise. Peacemaker, Idris Elba, Harley, King Shark, and Polka Dot
Okay.
have been the 5 I think that they've announced so far.
What if? No, they already you already seen them, so it's not going to be like a fucking pieces of a diorama to
with
Starro.
Starro, that
That'd be
would've been
amazing,
fucking
right?
awesome.
Just like the
that's
Sentinel.
That's what I expected.
That would've been
They did the
amazing.
Sentinel with X-Men.
No, because I
Wow.
don't think it has that sort of purchase power behind it.
The
Probably
Starro does
not.
not.
The
No.
other thing to
sorry.
keep in mind about that Peacemaker sideshow, or I'm sorry, Hot Toys release is it doesn't come with a gun
Oh yeah, because
because
it's DC.
it's DC. So the gun is like molded on his hip, and it comes
That's
with.
fucking disgusting.
DC does some dumb shit, man.
Yeah,
That's
wow,
fucking
that is really
disgusting.
dumb.
So I'll tell you, Mezco is getting around that by doing like weapons
and
packs
it's so
on the side.
fucking like just
go with the
hypocritical. Like if you really about that,
So-
then don't have fucking characters in world with guns. Then
So my question: does Iron Studios have him with a gun? They can't, right? Because it's a license.
Well, it's
Well,
not.
it's a
It's not a
statue.
figure.
Oh,
and I don't
okay,
know.
So,
I don't know
so
the
those
letter
are only
of
for
the law.
action figures that are aimed at kids.
Well, that's the
But the
thing.
kids
What
are
kid is
watching,
buying
like,
a
I know.
Also, if
but-
you're buying it, that means you've seen the source material,
Yeah.
so you're not fucking blind to it.
Yeah.
And
It's
who's
dumb.
letting
It's
you
a dumb
that-
decision. Who
So that
Gun is on his hip.
okay. So I wonder how the rule is working for statue versus figure versus.
it doesn't work.
It's dumb.
No, it
It's
is dumb,
dumb.
but how the rule is set up to work.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that you just can't make a gun.
That's fucking
Like you can make a butt of a gun. You know,
You said Mezco
Pinkerton,
do weapon packs for their stuff.
3D printing fucking guns for
So
Peacemaker.
I'll tell you,
Hand them all for free.
like when
Do the wall favor.
they did their Gotham by Gaslight Batman pre-order, you also had the Victorian superhero weapons pack that you could buy separate.
okay.
I mean, it adds $15 more to the price to cover it, but
I like, not to get political, but I am not the biggest gun person in the world. That being said, I don't ever want the government telling anybody what they can't do. I'm a union guy. Don't try to take anything. The goal is to take more from you. You know? But I say that to say this: guns in the hands of my action figures, I've had since I was a child, and I have never shot anyone. I watched Tom and Jerry hit each other with mallets and cannons and everything else, and I've never shot anyone. I watched the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote shoot at each other for fucking years, and I never shot anyone. I've listened to music about shooting people almost my entire life this morning, and I have never shot anyone. I listened to Marilyn Manson, and I played Call of Duty, and I've never shot anyone. Like, it's just so much of a carriage before the horse kind of approach.
It's like
to
the
me.
video game is buttons. But like even beyond that, like, it just sorry, I'm doing the wrong thing.
there's nothing here for you.
It just does is incongruent. It's like I understand if you want to take a stand on something, cool. Then don't have the fucking character in show or in comic have guns either.
Yeah,
like,
or-
make it all the same.
Or
Make it all the
invest
same.
millions of dollars into a show about a character who carries and shoots a gun
For peace.
for peace.
With a dove on it. It doesn't have the dove on it, that's why I missed.
Peacemaker. You think it's a double entendre?
Might be.
All right, and then I think that might be it. And we don't have any questions.
Oh,
So question.
because everyone's playing Elden Ring.
I think everybody's just making sure the nuclear war doesn't explode. But fucking Costco is out of control. I'm like, motherfuckers, you want a bag of carrots now?
Hey, I've seen the carrots you're working with, so I could probably see why they're a big seller.
I can't believe you ate that fucking mutant carrot, bro.
ass carrot.
I ate this mutant carrot this morning. It's
Bro,
true.
I would not have eaten that
That
shit.
carrot had a fucking phalange.
I had a fucking boner.
It did. So this is from Andy C. And first time writer. I
up, Andy
think
C?
he says, "How old do you think your oldest and youngest listeners are? I think I might take one."
Oh,
Oh gosh,
Yeah, that's a scary question.
I'm going to say our oldest listeners in their 60s.
Okay.
Really? I was going to just throw a number 53.
I was going to say 58. I was going to say
we're right
58.
there.
yeah. So
then I
late
think-
50s.
I think our youngest is a teenager that probably should not be listening.
Correct.
Go to your room, kid. I think we're too fucking old for like teenagers to enjoy our content.
So I know that not to be true.
Really? Because I would think like maybe like early 20s at the youngest.
I think they may just laugh at us being old.
So I know that we have I know that we have a person. No, stop doing that, Joe. I can't focus while you're fucking waving that banana
Joe's
around.
wiggling a jiggly banana. Hey, yo!
You just got to make it long again and work it
All right,
back.
stop.
I
Enough.
like it. It's jigglier when it's shorter.
Okay, fine.
When it gets long and hard, it's just not the same.
I like to make knuckles for it.
So shout out to the Cool Table. If you listen to this podcast, you probably like the table.
He's out for it.
So it's funny 'cause, at work, cause at work I usually take one of my little duties I do, and that maybe I shouldn't do with my tenure, but I just do because I do. I take the trash out, and whenever the conversations get lean a certain way in there, I always say, all right, I'm going to take this trash out real quick. I just start picking up a random trash. But anyway,
Youngest audience.
Yes. So I know that we have a teenager that is not old enough to drive that listens, that has contacted me, and I'm telling look, I don't know if this is I don't know if this is appropriate content for you. I don't know your life. I don't know. And I was like, but You know,
I was just like, how do you stumble on this first of all?
Transformers.
Okay.
This is a teen male.
Because I was like, my caveat of like the youngest listeners that it's not someone who's listening because their parent or the dad or mom, probably not mom, but dad put it on and you're like kind of captive audience.
Yeah.
Someone who like choose to listen to us.
Right. Yeah. But and I'll tell you, in spite of, because I told you, like in the past couple of months specifically, I'm not signing on to the old man narrative. Because he has written, he's never written in with a question or anything, but he has written me privately and been like, man, you guys put me up on this. You guys put me up on this. Like, nobody knows about this stuff yet. And, you know, blah, blah, blah. So,
how do you find out about us?
Transformers reviews.
Review from your channel.
reviews.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Hey, real quick, if you do want to send a question in for Nerd Rage Radio, you can send it to
nerdrageradiomail@gmail.com. And I know that tomorrow it will probably be
because it's Monday. It's Monday morning.
It's
This is
Monday
early as
morning.
fuck.
Usually we get most of our questions
guys.
Monday, Tuesday. And I'll be inundated. But
So next week is going to be a question
no
Q&A
notes next
hour.
week.
so we're going with late 50s, early 60s to teenagers. You know, I'm going to say 15.
Percentage of male to female.
100%. 100% is my guess.
I'm going to say it's like 95% male.
99.9 because we know your wife listens.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't count. She's like guilty by. She's guilty by proxy.
Yeah,
like
I
she's
guess
like
so.
you know like.
But she chooses to listen though.
That's true.
That's
but, like,
different.
She actually hasn't listened in a while.
Okay,
so she's
then
listening to every episode.
100%.
She's on her audiobook, so that's all she listens to.
Actually, if you are a female and you listen to this show, I am begging you to write in and tell us, and then tell us why. Right afterwards, I would appreciate it. Let's see, and then the next and last question is Esteban.
Yo.
So Esteban has asked. He wrote in a question, and then he wrote me privately and said, "You know what? On second thought, I wish I hadn't given all this information. So could you not read the question, but instead just play this audio bit?" Which is a question also, but there's a little bit of background information in context. And I think it's about the foreskin conversation.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't tell you.
Split foreskin, bro.
I got
Pain in the dick.
a ton of write-ins about that conversation, running the gamut. Like, I got people saying they know exactly what you're talking about and have lived through it. Yep. I got people that have said, like, I'm plagued with the same issues that you're plagued with, but have never had the split situation. I've had people come in saying I was foreskin shaming. Like, you know,
Wow. It's more like foreskin-less shaming. You're fucking mutilated. I'm sorry.
I've had a ton of
But like,
of
you know,
write-ins.
phimosis is a thing.
Huh?
Phimosis.
FOMO?
Like the circumference of foreskin can be different. It's not like a standard size. So like phimosis is like I guess
Like,
not
have you
disease,
ever like
but
there's a difference between a wool versus a cotton turtleneck?
also different size of calamari. You know the rings of calamari. You know sometimes of them are small, sometimes of them are big, and sizes of rubber bands perhaps.
You have one with legs sometimes.
Banana.
But like phimosis is like when
peeling a
when the
banana?
foreskin doesn't stretch wide enough for the head. So like your head never fucking comes out, or like I don't know if they get surgery or what, or like it rips every time it
They
comes out.
got one surgery in particular I know that'll fix it.
And I guess some people just have loose, baggy foreskin where it's not a problem.
Dude, extra baggage, you know what I mean? All right, so here we go. This is his question.
Hey everyone, so my question for this week is if Bobby could please explain what it means when you hear brrr in drill music. And is that the same as the Yin Yang Twins going brah? And is that the same as Big Shaq going boom 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 brah ska pop? And then finally, if everyone listening could go to Twitter, make an account if you have to, and follow Nerd Rage Radio's account, because Marilyn Phil is over here spitting mad game at some cosplay honeys, and they're not going to give him the time of day unless he gets those numbers up.
So,
Wait a minute, Phil. Hey,
I didn't even hear it.
Phil, I don't have headphones. Oh, hold on, wait, I got another one.
Oh, you got another one? Okay.
I got another one. Hold on.
Oh fuck, it's so good.
so Phil couldn't hear
I couldn't even hear it.
Why don't you pause it real quick, and
Go
I'll
ahead.
give him my headphones and let him listen.
Okay.
Yeah. I can already guess, but here.
All right, hold on. There we go.
And then finally, if everyone listening could go to Twitter, make an account if you have to, and follow Nerd Rage Radio's account. Because Marilyn Phil is over here spitting mad game at some cosplay honeys, and they're not going to give him the time of day unless he gets those numbers up.
So what's funny is every time it hits my feed, I screenshot it and I send it to you guys, and I said, "Look at Phil being a little hootie patootie."
Yep. Oh man, I love it.
Phil tries to get in on some real classy shit too, like oh, tremendous outfit.
Some of them are
like, oh, just fantastic. You really embody the character. Embody the character, my ass, Phil.
Embody the character more.
Yeah, how come you're not out there giving props to anybody that's embodying the character like King Shark or somebody? It's always some bitch wearing nothing.
Dude, I haven't seen anybody do King
That's
Shark.
because you're following the wrong accounts.
I guess.
Hey, how funny is it,
the
though,
right ones.
that one, Phil's here this morning for that.
Yes.
And two, he mentioned Big Shaq, because I put you on the Big Shaq last week,
Wait,
and you
Big...
said this is drill music.
Oh, Big Shaq. Okay.
Yeah.
2 plus 2 is 4 minus 1 is 3. Quick maths.
So yeah,
quick math.
That's pretty funny.
Quick muffs. So yeah, I mean, I believe that they are relatively the same, and I think that they're
just ad libs.
Was it onomatopoeia when you make for an automatic machine gun, for an automatic gun. DC Comics would never put drill music out.
Except Warner Brothers probably owns some of those record labels that are putting out drill music. Let's be honest.
Let's be honest. There's probably not many drill artists that actually signed.
Label
400 followers.
400 followers.
You may ask this guy that's trying to scam me if he likes drill music.
Drum music. Yeah. Where's he from?
He won't ever tell me.
Oh man,
I just
right.
I said he's from. I say he's from New York City.
Oh, probably he's up on it,
but he's not.
Oh, there's this one I will say, like they've been. I know we're not spending a whole bunch of time on the Ukraine shit, but just because we got a little bit of time. There is this guy, like the guy Volodymyr, which ironically is the Ukrainian way to say Vladimir, but that's neither here nor there, which I learned from your video.
Look, you put some sauce on it.
So they accused him of fleeing the country. And then
talking about the president.
Yeah. And he went like live and he was like, nope, like I'm here. And he's like started shouting at his crew. He's like, he's here. So somebody took that video and put like this like faux drill beat behind it. And it's pretty funny. Hold on.
Лідер фракції тут, голова Офісу президента тут, прем'єр-міністр Шмигаль тут, Подоляк тут, президент тут. Всі ми тут, наші військові тут, громадяни суспільства тут, всі ми.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty fucking good. That's pretty fucking good. Shit.
You know, and it's all like, I'm here, Gustav's here, this here, we're not running, we're not like, and it's like and I mean, I'll tell you real quick, I talk about Iron Studios a little bit. I just want to go out on a record and say, like, they are without a doubt the company that I get most excited about reveals now.
Really?
Yeah, like the shit that they do, like it's so expansive and it's so like it's not outlandishly expensive, but it's but it is a commitment as well. It's not like you're picking
it's like
up
buying a combiner. It's no different than that.
It's less than that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's close to that.
You know what I mean? It's like buying a 1/6 scale non-hot toy.
Yeah, rolling the dice.
Yeah,
crazy toy.
Crazy.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's probably a little bit more expensive than Crazy Toy.
Crazy.
It's funny because
still has a shelf presence.
The dude Lee bought me that Wolverine down there.
Yeah.
Which is also a KO. I forget who made that one, but he was like, look, man, I saw that Crazy Toys thing. I'm buying you a different KO just because you deserve a higher quality KO.
Higher quality. Yeah, we're gonna call this fourth party and not knockoff.
Fourth party.
Well, that's only when you put your bow tie on. You can call it fourth party. But like, I don't know, the whole, like the fact that like the Masters of the Universe is coming and fucking,
that's pretty crazy.
It's nuts. I'm just gonna go.
Where did this company come from?
Like, I think they're South American.
Yeah, they're from Brazil, I believe.
Oh, home of the big butts. Yeah.
Best Fast and Furious movies from Brazil. It is.
They started a number of years ago. I started getting a couple things from them, and then they exploded recently.
I'm just gonna like shout out some of the stuff that they have. coming. So obviously they have Batman stuff, Harry Potter, X-Men, Marvel Cinematic Universe, Turtles.
They did Thundercats too, right?
Thundercats, Justice League, Snyder Cut, animated. This is like one of their new reveals recently. Animated Joker and Harley set.
I'll go with that guy.
Fucking fantastic. And then the Uncharted dude.
Oh, Tom Holland did as Uncharted too, not actual Nathan Drake.
And like I don't know, it's just like every time I turn, look at their fucking turtles. Like they're fucking perfect. Like I'm just like they get all the licenses in the world. They got Mortal Kombat.
I mean, I think they figured out that like while everyone kept going bigger and bigger, they're like, we can just do more and smaller.
Yeah, this Domino.
Because I think it's less commitment and resources on their part to make things more variety of things when they don't have to be fucking quarter scale.
Yeah, agreed. Willy Wonka.
Which Willy Wonka? Oh, the good one.
Yeah, the classic one. I didn't realize they were doing that.
Let me see.
That was pretty cool.
I enjoy Willy Wonka quite a bit.
It's funny they zoom in on the Oompa Loompas face, but not Willy Wonka's face.
But it's fucking crazy, man. Like they get all the licenses. They obviously care about like even like this old school Dracula.
Yes.
Like they obviously care about every
start out like the poses,
every fucking thing that they do. They make the bases as like an integral part of the display. Like they have got their finger on the pulse of something palpable.
I hadn't seen that one. That's like the shot from the first Avengers, the turnaround shot.
You need to put that on
a fucking turntable, man.
That's pretty cool.
Dun, dun, dun. I can't do the music, but that would be cool to see.
But yeah, I just I'm in awe.
I don't know what language they're speaking on this page.
And I'm like I think I have currently more Iron Studios stuff pre-ordered than I do Hot Toys, than I do Transformers, than I do Star Wars, like Black Series or anything. Like they are my favorite thing right now to buy. And like
it's awesome.
They're just like
the Green Lantern is pretty awesome.
Yeah. They're just easy to enjoy, so to speak. All right, so I guess we'll get out of here. A little short show today. Shorty. Unless anybody has anything.
I'm sure next week will be long because we'll have Batman conversation. We'll have
hopefully
a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I would have like 8 days to watch more shit.
That's right.
It's been literally like 4 days or some shit.
I'm gonna text Laura right now and say, "Do you want to see Batman?" Or
I was gonna see.
Fancy time.
If you guys decide you're recording a separate Batman thing, let me know.
I don't know that we will.
Okay.
I can't see it happening logistically. I had to work Saturday.
Gotcha. Okay.
And Laura doesn't get home to work till 5, and then I'll use my child as free labor to watch the rest of the kids.
Ain't it grand?
It's fucking something else. I'll tell you that much.
You've been waiting all this time just for this.
Like it's. I love to have it. Love to have it. All right. So shout out to the rest of the Cool Table. If you listen to this pod, as far as I'm concerned, you're part of the Cool Table. And shout out to the rest of the Nerd Race team. We have Phil here. Thanks for coming by,
Is there an age
Phil.
limit on the Nerd Table?
18 to
88.
58.
No.
Well, like,
we're throwing the dice. So
if
we don't
you're
know.
under 18, then you're just watching from afar.
That's
yeah, you're at the cool kitty table.
Damn.
It's that small table over there that Phil normally sits at.
How old were you guys when you either had a choice to not sit at the kiddie table anymore, or like were like you just not there was an option?
So I'll tell you,
I remember being like 12 and still being like
So I didn't really ever have to sit at the kiddie table because my family was fucked.
Okay.
You know,
that's true. Mm-hmm.
So like,
my family was fucked.
Like my mom's family was completely fucked. And then my dad's family, it was me, my dad, and my grandma.
Yeah.
You know, so it was like, what am I like? They're gonna just have
you
two
never
empty
had a big
seats?
Thanksgiving or anything like that going on?
No.
Joe, this is probably going to be a little morbid, but I would imagine someone passed away. How someone moves from the kid table to the adult table.
Really?
Well, I mean, there's
you have a big
just pull
family,
more
yeah.
chairs. I
well, I
thought.
guess you can pull. Yeah, you can always pull more chairs.
Because at some point, like you're gonna be like the fucking 16-year-old at the kids' table.
Well, it's funny because like a lot of times it does deal with the level of conversation. So like Jaina can handle herself at the adult table,
Yes.
no problem.
Yeah.
Selena would be bored at the adult
Yes.
table. But Jaina, if Kennedy is here, would rather be at the kid table with Kennedy.
Yeah.
But if Kennedy wasn't here, she'd rather be at the adult table than be with. You know what I mean? It's like there is like this weird tween. There are a couple of tweens, Joe.
What age? Like, was it recently that you're cool to sit at this table? Well, actually, no. She's always been welcome.
She's always been welcome.
She's always even
been,
when she was like
she always
7
carried
or 8.
herself
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you know
Like Skullfest, she was like around, and Halloween she was.
That's because
around.
she loves everybody cracking at her jokes.
yeah.
Loves holding court.
Yeah, she does like the whole court. I was trying
You're the size of an adult by the time you were in like 3rd grade, right?
No, dude. I was a normal sized person until like 10th grade. And then I grew like
You
6
weren't just a
inches
big
one
kid?
summer. No, I don't know. Wasn't
Then he got belted by gamma rays and he got big.
I had
summer '92.
I had seen this thing going around viral. Jamie Foxx recently did a interview where he was talking about like his impressions, and I think they were, you know, doing largely stuff from like In Living Color days, you know, in terms of, but like he did this, like he talked about doing this impression of it wasn't. Oh, it was Kermit the Frog.
You make the sound.
It was Kermit the Frog, and then he like went in. He was like, "Oh, here it is. I got it." So he goes from Kermit the Frog into Sammy Davis Jr. into Jay-Z, and then he does Trump at the end. It's pretty fantastic.
Okay.
Here,
At that time, it was was it the Muppets? Who was it? It was Kermit the Frog. Was the Muppets? Right? Yep. So I would, do Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog, Sesame Street News, here with the 3 little pigs.
Which actually sounds like Sammy Davis Jr.
Because sometimes who can take a sunrise?
Which actually sounds like Jay-Z.
Nice party. It's crazy. We started off in Mossy Projects. Him with, Beyonce. We didn't know what we was doing. Dame had an idea. So we just, it's crazy.
So just.
Yo, it's unbelievable.
This is epic.
Yeah,
It's crazy how talented you are. I can just see it in front. Like
because it's just great people. It's just a lot of great people in my life. A lot of great people. A lot of great people on both sides. Lots of great people on both sides. Voices. At that time.
that was great. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So shout out to Dante who holds down our Facebook. Shout out to Ricky Tiki Timber who does the videos, and shout out to Raul on Instagram and anybody else that helps along the way. And with that,
Flappy Labius,
Velvet Vagina,
Tasty taint.
tight dick player.